Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host Sheldon Moore. That's my guy Charles Jackson. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's up, broski? How you feeling, man?
1 and 5. You know, fighting through it. But I always say we got a chance, brother. We got a
Well, I'm,
chance.
as- I'm in the same boat, dog. Got about 7 more weeks left till playoffs. I low key got to win out. That's the only way I'm gonna make it.
Well, the difference is it's only six, and in your other league it's 8.
8. Yeah, it's crazy because I'm 1-5 in my own league that I created.
But probably later on in the podcast, I'll put the link down below. And if anybody wants to come up and like ask us questions, your favorite player, what you think about this team, this player, anything specific, I'll put the link in the description. Well, in the chat, I'll put the link in the chat. But we're gonna start off with our top 10 centers in the NBA. You want to start off?
No, you can go first.
All right. All right, I'll start from the bottom. At number 10, I got Jared Allen. At number 9, I got Rudy Gobert. At number 8, I got Alperen Sengun. At number 7, I got Chet Holmgren. At
Mm,
number 6, I got DeMontis Sabonis. At number 5, I got Bam Adebayo. At number 4, I got Victor Wembanyama. At number 3, I got Anthony Davis. At number 2, I got Joel Embiid. And at number 1, I got Nikola Jokic.
man, I ain't gonna lie, you kind of surprised me with some of them.
Wait, who?
Uh,
It's not how many good
uh,
centers are there really?
Chet, the one that surprised me.
He's not better than you know what. We'll talk about it after this. We'll talk about it after this.
But for my 10, at 10, I got Jared Allen. At 9, I got Draymond. At 8, I got Sangoon. At 7, I got Cat. At
But Cat,
6, I got.
didn't you have Cat as a power forward?
Mm, I don't think so.
Didn't we have Cat as a power forward last week?
I don't think so.
Because I asked you, I
I
was
mean,
like,
but now he with the Knicks, so now he playing center.
all right,
Yeah.
start over. Just start over. Start over.
10, I got Jared Allen. 9, I got Draymond. 8, I got Sangoon. 7, I got Cat. 6, I got Wemby. Uh, 5, I got Sabonis. 4, I got Bam. 3, I got AD. 2, I got Jokic. And then 1, I got Embiid.
Bruh, I swear to God, Cat, you had Cat as a power forward. I swear to God. Because I'm seeing now, I could be wrong. Yes, you did. You had Cat as a power forward at 4. That's why I was like,
That's what.
yes, for our power forward. That's why I was like, which
I mean,
one
he
is it?
playing center. He playing center now with the Knicks. So
But my thing is, since we had him last week, there was really no point of putting him at center. But it don't matter. My thing is, you think Draymond Green is a top 10 center?
yep, I feel like if Draymond was still on it, well, the Warriors ain't gonna do shit this season. But Draymond still got something left in the tank, bro. Draymond is still one of the best defenders in the league, and he's one of the most important players on his team. He facilitates the offense. He facilitates the defense. Like he plays a very important role. I still think he's a top big man. And on top of that, only big man that really kills him is what Jokic and Embiid. He does well against every other big man.
I think Wemby can mess him up.
I mean, well, yes, Wemby's fucking 7'7".
Where you at Wemby at what? What you at Wemby at?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You at Wemby at 6. Okay.
And the only reason why I got him at 6 is because he's still young. He's still developing. Like, of course, I think Wemby will be the best center in the league one day. But as of right now, I don't think he's a top 5 center. He still has a lot to grow offensively. And then just based off what we seen last year, like, yeah, we know he's going to be great, but coming into next year, we got to see him do it. Now that he got Chris Paul, hopefully he takes the next step.
I
But
saw
yeah,
him
as of
do it.
right now,
I saw Wemby had really good offensive game last year.
yeah, but it wasn't consistent.
But remember, he was on minutes restriction and he was still giving you 21. What do you average? Like 10 or 11 rebounds and like 3 assists. And yes, I agree with Chris Paul coming. That should help. But if we're being honest, Wemby's offensive game is already better than Bam's and Sabonis. Like, outside the passing with Sabonis, Wemby's offensive game is better than Sabonis already. Just take the passing away. Just take that away. His
And he's a
offensive
better
game.
rebounder. He's a better rebounder right now,
I would
too.
say Sabonis might be a better rebounder than
Yeah,
Wemby right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
right now. Yeah.
but the offense, he's better than Bam and Sabonis. He's just better than them. Now, AD, Joel, and Jokic, no, he's not better than those three. But everybody else, center wise, if somebody says Sabonis over Wemby, I'm probably not gonna argue with you.
But you won't argue. But you can't argue Bam. Bam, a defensive player of the year.
I ain't gonna cap to you, brother. I already think Wemby.
And then you said Bam is the most versatile. Then you said Bam was the most versatile defender in the league.
I do think, and he's up there with Wemby. And I think Wemby's offensive game is better than Bam's. It is.
I mean, granted, we haven't really seen Bam offensively like go crazy offensively. I think this year the Heat is gonna let him have the green light more, and he's gonna unlock more of his offensive game. But right now, I can't put Wemby above him. Bam is, to me right now, Bam's a better defender than Wemby right now. I mean, Wemby blocks a lot of shots, but like
I got a question.
As far as guarding,
I think Bam is a great defender. Wemby is a great defender too. Does Bam clear him as a defender though?
No, not as of right now.
So he doesn't clear him as a defender, and Wemby's already a better offensive player. So you can basically just say, if you want to put them neck and neck, I'm cool with that. But you can basically argue Wemby is better than him. Then you can argue it. He's just he might be just a better player than him.
I'm not saying Wemby's not better than these guys. Like as of right now, I don't think he is. And like probably this year or following next year he will. But as of right now, off of what I'm seeing from 1 year of him playing in the NBA, he's not better than these guys.
If that's the case, he should be at the bottom.
No, because with Sengun, he played better than me personally. Watching Wemby play last year, even though minutes restriction, I think he played better than Jared Allen, Draymond, Sengun. Only person that you could really argue is probably Cat, but Cat didn't really play that many games last year. But yeah, like Sengun, Draymond, and Chet. I don't have Chet now. Chet honorable mention. He number 11.
He should be.
Chet number 11, and well, if I take Cat out, well, yeah, Chet would be in there, but
that's what I mean. Yeah, because I mean, granted, he is going to play center, and I agree with that. But obviously, we just did power forwards, and we both ranked him as a power forward. So yes, but as of right now, I will probably say Cat is better than Chet. I think he is a better player than Chet.
Yeah.
Wemby, he's better than Rudy. He's better than Sengun. Like I said, if somebody say Sabonis, I'm cool with it. I ain't gonna argue. Bam, and like you said the offensive game, it should be unleashed. I think Bam will actually shoot more threes this year. I can see 2, maybe even 3 a game.
Yeah, I say about 3.
I can see that, but that what Wemby has done in whatever how many games he played. What he played like. I'm just gonna go off 60. Never mind, 71 games. In 71 games, he gave me 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks. And it's still,
really,
I mean, 32% from the 3. His first time as shooting the 3 from the NBA, 46% from the field. That should go up. I think he should low key. I ain't gonna lie, he should get 50. But I do think he's a better player than Bam right now.
His field goal percentage got to go up as well.
Yes,
don't get me wrong, bro. Those are amazing numbers for a rookie. It's just that Wemby's not as polished yet on the offensive end or defensive end. He affects the game on both sides of the ball very well at this, young stage of his career.
Yeah.
I just think Bam and Sabonis playing better as of right now. Like I said, don't get me wrong. In the future, I think Wemby is going to be miles ahead of those two. But I just, as of right now, I can't give it to him off of 1 year. Like I said, he's probably going to do way better this year and be more consistent this year. But as of right now, I can't do it.
So you
He's
think
still
Jared
top
Allen?
10.
You think Jared Allen better than Chet?
Offensive wise,
He clears him offensively.
yes, he clears him offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I, yes, Chet's better than him, but I wouldn't say he like totally clears him because Jared Allen is still a great or good defender. Man, he's still a great rebounder. Chet, he's frail, so he's not really that good of a rebounder, but he can block shots like the best of them. Um, it's hard. I mean, yeah, Chet's better though. I do think Chet's better, but I wouldn't say like he totally clears him. Offensively, he does for sure, for sure. But
I
Jared
ain't,
Allen will still get you your double double.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Chet better than Draymond right now.
Yeah, Chet better than Draymond right now. Yeah, I'll say that.
He's better.
I'll say that.
He's better than Draymond, bro. And he
I'll say
younger. If anything, if somebody came to you and say Sengun should be in the top 5, would you push back on it? Because I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say, oh no, bro, you tweaking, but I might think about it, but then I'm
Yeah, I
like,
say I think
I
about
don't
it.
know.
Nah, though. I think about it for sure. But that means you gotta put him over guys like Bam. I don't think he's better than Bam. Because he lacks defense.
Yes.
Then Sabonis, I think Sabonis is just a bigger version of him and a better version of him. So you can't put him over Sabonis. You're not putting him over Wemby.
Sure not.
So yeah,
Because I
so
mean, what last
he's really
year
good though. Sengun is how tall is he?
he
He looks
okay.
short.
ESPN says 6'11". That's what ESPN says.
He looked like he's 6'9".
He's 6'11", 250. I mean, last year in his third year, he gave you 21, 9, and 5.
Yeah, that's real good.
Like, I'm not gonna put him over Sabonis, and I agree with you. Sabonis is definitely he's the Charmeleon.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is. So it goes like Jokic is Charizard, Sabonis is Charmeleon, Sengun is Charmander. That's how I look at it. Like, I mean, you can make the argument, and somebody says Sengun better than Chet. I wouldn't argue it, but I think Chet. He low
Chet has more
key.
potential. Chet has more potential, but I'll say Sengun's better right now.
They over Chet,
but it's like, well, how bad do you value Chet's defense? Because Sengun, he can be like your baby Jokic, and then you could just put some defenders around him, and then you can run a defense like Udoka is doing with Dylan Brooks and them. But do you rather take him, or do you want somebody like Chet who gonna step out, knock the threes down, and that's gonna block shots on the other end?
Probably take Chet because Chet helps space the floor. I mean, you can argue he's might be a top 10 defender in the league. You can argue it. Like, not gonna like you can argue it. He might be top 10.
And just centers are including everyone.
You might include everyone, honestly. If you could think off the really good defenders off the top of your head, like you can argue he's probably top 10. Like his defense for a guy that's that skinny and frail, he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And he can shoot the 3 ball. And I think, and he can, Loki, if he wants to, he can get his own shot. Like he can take to the rack on you, low key. And he would have won Rookie of the Year if Wemby doesn't exist. He would have
Yeah,
won.
yeah. If Wemby wasn't he's winning Rookie of the Year.
It's kind of crazy how Rudy Gobert can't even snip top 5, and he's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Bro, he didn't even sniff my top 10.
You didn't have Rudy in top
10? No, I didn't have Rudy in my top 10 at all. I got him as number 12. I don't got Rudy in my top 10 at all. Bro, you can't be a Defensive Player of the Year and everyone is calling for a switch on you. When Rudy gets switched onto a guard, that guard gets happy. He get giddy. Y'all finna go give me a bucket. As soon as they see Rudy Gobert,
would you say? I mean, is Rudy Gobert one of those big men that can guard a guard out in the perimeter though? Like, I don't think he's that type of defender though. That's the thing. He's not Wemby. He's not AD or Bam. He's not that. He's a great shot blocker. His offensive game is bad. I would definitely admit to that. But he has been good on defense since he's been in the league, even on them Utah teams. Good defense. Even this past year, even though we want to talk about, they did have and Jaden McDaniels, he did help make that defense like a top 3 defense in the league, though. Like, we got to give him credit on that.
Where did you have him at?
I had Rudy at 9.
And who did you have at 10? Jared Allen?
Yeah.
I feel like Jared Allen is better, but him and Jared Allen is the same player. Rudy's just a little bit taller.
I would say Rudy Gobert is a better rebounder than him and a better shot blocker than him. Easily.
I'm still taking Jared over Rudy, bro.
Why? Because of the offense? I would say his offensive game is better.
And I feel like Jared Allen's a better enforcer. By that I mean you don't have to always block 3-4 shots a game. You can affect it just by your presence.
Who's playing next to? He still has Evan Mobley next to him though.
I mean, and he and Rudy Gobert had Cat, Ant, and Jaden Daniels.
Okay, defensive side, Mobley and Cat are different, but I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying? He still had hella defenders around him. Jared Allen, what defender?
Oh, you talk about
Rudy.
Oh, yes. I agree.
He had hella defensive players around him. What defensive players did Jared Allen have around him?
I mean, if you really Mobley. But Rudy Gobert is
Rudy had damn near two top 20 defenders, top 10, top 15 defenders in the league on this team.
I agree.
So you ain't really got to do that much. I mean, bro,
where is this one?
I'm not saying Rudy Gobert is bad defensively or he's a bad player. I'm not saying that at all. I just think all the guys that I have in the top 10 centers are better than him.
Jared Allen has only given me 1 block, and in 3 years he's been in the league, he's only given me double-digit rebounds. Okay, I'm not counting this year in Brooklyn. He only played 10 games. Well, actually, take that back because he got traded. So really, in 2 years, he's only giving me double digits rebounds. So it's like, at least Rudy go give me the rebounds. He's a better shot blocker than him. I can definitely agree that Jared Allen is more agile than Rudy, and he's more athletic than him. But I think when it comes to like defense,
but on top of that, like I said, it's about being an enforcer as well, G. When you go into the hole, I feel like more people would be scared to attack the hole if Jared Allen was down there than if Rudy was down there. So, like, yeah, Rudy may be a great rebounder and is a great shot blocker, but are people scared of you? Are people? I think Ant said it. Ant said he wasn't scared of before he got on this team. He was like, I'm more scared of Porzingis down there than Rudy Gobert. And who would you say is the better defender between KP and Rudy Gobert? Rudy Gobert, right?
I would definitely say Rudy Gobert is probably better.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So it's like if Rudy is the better defender and people not scared to go down there, are you not really an enforcer? Because no one's scared of you down there. Like I said, I feel like Jared Allen, they would be more scared of Jared Allen than Rudy Gobert. And that plays That plays a big part to me because if you're scared to come in a hole, that changes the whole defensive scheme and plan now.
And the big question is, you have Joel Embiid number one over Jokic, and I know you kind of talked about it last week, but for the people that didn't see it, why do you have Joel Embiid number one?
To me, it simply boils down to if both was to go head to head, mano y mano. I know basketball is a team sport, and you need a team in order to win. But if they went mano y mano, I feel like Joel Embiid is barbecue chicken. Jokic gonna have a hard time down there. Even though some people said Embiid was ducking Jokic in the regular season last year. I just think Joel's the most dominant big in the league. So why can't I put him number one? Why shouldn't you put him number one? He's the most dominant. No one talks about when people talk about Joel Embiid, they talk about him like he's like the new era, the new age Shaq.
Oh man, not upset at it. Jokic, like I said, better defender. Not the better defender, better passer. Offensive game really isn't, but he just dominates he dominates differently. And I do think the injuries play a part in him probably not being the best center. And it happens. But Jokic is he's so consistent. Won 3 MVPs, won a championship. It's like you gotta put him in as the number one center. You have to. And there's nothing against Joel Embiid.
It's respect. I mean, it's for a respect thing, but you ain't gotta put him number one. You don't have to.
He's the best player in the NBA. So, and AD comes in at third. AD comes in at third, man.
Yeah, I think that's a consensus, though. I think everybody thinks AD is like the third best center overall.
Yes. Even though I wish they can get like a center next to him so he can play power forward, but that's neither here nor there. AD is amazing, and I expect an amazing year this year.
Why do you think people don't put him? Why do you think people don't put or say Anthony Davis can't be in that conversation? What do you think it is? Because he's great defensively. He has an offensive package. So, like, what do you think is just he's not as dominant as Jokic and Embiid?
Dominant. He doesn't have that edge. Because I've always said it. I think Anthony Davis he's more talented than Giannis, but Giannis is better than him because Giannis wants it more. And AD to some, he don't want it. He's not aggressive enough. He plays soft. It's like, he does to some, he doesn't bring it every night. I think he does, but it's just he don't be bringing out the 30 and the 15. Like, he don't bring that out every night. Giannis, that's what he averaged. Now, granted, he is playing with LeBron, so it's like you are the second option, but I really think he's just not aggressive enough. That's really it. Like, Joel Embiid is way more aggressive than him. Jokic is kind of more aggressive. He just don't show it like a Giannis or something like that, but he just is. And I think it's just he's not consistent to some.
So if AD was dropping 30 a game, he'd be number one, best center in the league then?
I don't think he'd be number one. I think he could argue number two.
So Jokic should still be one?
Yes, Jokic is still number one. Yes. All right. That is it for our top 10 centers in the NBA. Before we get to our next thing, Lonzo Ball returned to the court. Returned to the court yesterday. He missed 2 years of action. What did you like about Lonzo yesterday, and what do you expect for him for the rest of the season? Hold on, let me go turn on my AC real quick, but you can keep talking.
Hey, Lonzo, that boy. I'm gonna just wait for him to come back.
All right, what you say?
I was saying, Lonzo looked really good out there, bro. He had like 2 or 3. Yeah, he had 2 threes. He had 10 points. I forgot his other stat line, but he had 10 points. His shot looked good. He doesn't look like I wouldn't say missed a beat because obviously you missed 2 years, so your timing and stuff is still gonna be you still gonna have to get used to that. But he looked really good out there. He looked good on the defensive end. I was happy to see him fight over screens and play physical out there. He had a really good steal on Julius Randle. To what I expect from him though, I expect for him to be on the minutes restriction for a decent little minute. I can't put a number of games on it, but I expect him to be on minutes restriction. But I expect him to put up good numbers per however minutes he play because he still affects the game very well. Like I said, it looked like he hasn't missed a beat at all.
He had 10 points, a block, a steal, 1 assist, 1 board, and he had 2 threes. He will be on the minutes restriction, if not all the year, at least half the year. He's gonna be on the minutes restriction. And I think I said this. I said this to somebody. I think he's only gonna play like 15 minutes. And I feel like that's good. That's decent. And yesterday, the only thing he was good, but the only thing is he didn't really bring the ball up a lot. He didn't really
Yeah,
do that. And I watched some of the game. I kind of only watched like the beginning, like the first time he got on the court, and it's like, and the Bulls really didn't get on like fast breaks or nothing. And that's where he really is. He's really good in transition, passing the ball. We haven't seen that, but it's like he was kind of like just, he was just. It was like he was just out there. He wasn't really like running hard. And this preseason, this first game back in 2 years, but it was like he letting the game come to him. But overall, I was happy. And just seeing him back on the court after 2 years, and a lot of people, they thought it was it. I didn't think it was it. I didn't think it
no,
was
I
it,
didn't
but
either.
it was looking kind of because he had a lot of surgeries. He had a lot of surgery. He's coming back from basically got a whole new knee. And it's like no one doesn't do that and come back and play decent. And so far, it's first player ever to come back from that specific injury and to play. So you got to give him credit. And somebody said in the comments, if you don't like Lonzo, you're a hater. Like Lonzo doesn't do nothing. He be chill. He don't be in no business. He
Yeah,
be
with
out
Lonzo.
there.
If Lonzo didn't get hurt, bro, that whole Bulls trajectory would be so different. We talked about this several times. It would be so different. But seeing Lonzo yesterday just shows me that he can still affect the game even after that surgery. So it's like, yeah, when he do get those spot minutes, um, who are you gonna play him with? Like I seen them run Kobe, Lonzo, Zach, and I think it was Patrick and Vucevic. That wasn't a bad lineup. I was surprised that he wasn't bringing the ball up like that. I don't know if it's because they got so many guards on their team already. So it's like, I let Kobe bring up the ball. I'm gonna just go spot up and run the half court offense if that's the case. Um, but once he's fully healthy and he's able to play more minutes, I wonder what they're gonna do with him. I wonder are they gonna keep him? They're gonna try to flip him, or they gonna flip one of those other guards they got. Because Josh Giddey still needs to play. Josh Giddey and Lonzo is damn near like the same player. I mean, Lonzo shoots better from the three, but they both do the same thing. Both six. Lonzo was 6'6", 6'8". Really good
Josh Giddey
passers.
tall too.
Yeah, they both really good passers. Lonzo's the better defender, but they damn near do the same thing. So it's like, what you gonna do with Giddy? What you gonna do with White? And what you gonna do with Lonzo?
So if the Bulls are bad, I think a lot of people expect the Bulls to be at least bad. I don't think they're going to be like 20 wins bad, but I can see about around 30 wins. If they're bad, and if Lonzo is, if he's showing the NBA he's healthy, could somebody take a flyer on him? Maybe, but I ain't gonna lie. Lonzo has no lick of a trade value right now because he hasn't played in 2 years, so we really don't know what's gonna happen. So
Hey,
I wouldn't
hey,
trade for him. That's just
hey,
me.
if you the Magic, would you give him a shot? They gave Jonathan
From
Isaac
the
a shot.
Magic, from the
You
Magic,
believed in Jonathan Isaac, so why not? Why not Lonzo and
from
Markel
the.
Fultz?
I mean, well, technically, I said Chris Paul he could have gone there, but technically they don't need him because Jalen, you're not putting Jalen Suggs on the bench because of his defense, and right now he's a better player than Lonzo. Just right now, if Lonzo was healthy, he probably was a better player than Suggs. You're not putting KCP on the bench because of the defense and the 3-point shooting. Paulo, Franz, obviously, and you need a big, so Wendell. And they already got 2 point guards over there. You already got Cole Anthony and Anthony Black. So you technically don't need them. A team that could use him, will they do it? No. But a team that could use him if he is healthy. Timberwolves.
That'd be nasty. I like that. It's not like Lonzo's a great defensive point guard, and he can catch and shoot. Then you got Ant, and then you got Jaden McDaniels on the other wing. Then you got Julius Randle. Yeah, that'd be nice.
And Mike Conley.
That'd be nice.
Mike Conley's old, so Lonzo obviously he wouldn't start this year, but in free agency, I wouldn't be shocked if the Timberwolves signed him to like a 1-year deal. Maybe put him in the starting lineup.
Like, don't get me wrong, bro. Rob is nice, but do we really view Rob as an NBA starter? I don't think Rob's an NBA starter. I think he's a really good 6-man. Because he's too small. Unless he can come out and affect the game like Trey, he's too small.
And
he's not as athletic as Ja. Huh?
What would he do out there though? Like if he starts, what is he out there to do? At least Trae Young, we know he's the point guard. He's the best passer on the team, and he is the best scorer. But with Rob, you have Anthony Edwards. I'm just going off right now. I'm just like what they got right now. You have Anthony Edwards. You have Julius Randle. You got Rudy, and you got Jaden McDaniels. What is he out there to do? Because he's really not like a legit point guard to run the offense. So it's like, what does he do?
I mean, for the most part, he'll probably just bring the ball up and catch and shoot, bro. Because they don't need him to really do what he does best, which is create his own dribble, create for others, and score. That's why I say I mean, unless he goes to a different team, but other than that, like he's like a really good 6-man. Like he reminds me of I think he's better than him, but he reminds me like a Emmanuel Quickly. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Emmanuel Quickly is a starter in the league. I think he's a really good 6-man too, but he's like another Emmanuel Quickly to me.
Wasn't they comparing Rob Dillingham to Kyrie?
Who?
You said who? Hey, I think it's because Kyrie, he do all the fancy moves, and Rob Dillingham, he do a little unnecessary dribbling. But people was saying that they did kind of compare him to Kyrie Irving. They see it. I don't think he will be Kyrie, but people were saying it.
Man, Kyrie different, bro.
Yeah, I think Timberwolves would be a decent spot. Maybe
that wouldn't be bad.
Maybe the Suns.
That wouldn't be bad. I mean, they got Tyrus Jones already.
I know. I'm just saying. Like,
yeah,
I think that's unrealistic. But the Timberwolves wouldn't. That's actually not like. I think that could be a possibility.
That's really good. I think if Lonzo healthy with that team, low key. I mean, they are already title contenders now, but I feel like that'll push them over the edge. I ain't gonna lie, because Lonzo is really good defensively, and he can really shoot the ball. So
all I need Lonzo is to get if he's healthy, man. All you gotta do is give me like 28 minutes. That's it.
And then all I need is 20. We forgetting he's a great shot blocker for a point guard and a rebounder.
Didn't they? I swear I heard on the telecast they say he was like the leading shot blocker on the team that year when he got hurt, which is actually kind of sad.
That's insane. That your point guard is your leading shot blocker. That is insane.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, bro. But that is kind of crazy. But I'm glad Lonzo's back. The NBA misses you, brother. And just keep hooping, bro. Just keep hooping.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are going to do our early NBA awards. You want to start? Or you want me to go?
Yeah, you want to do like, okay, so I say my MVP, then you say your MVP, then we go to the next and so on and
I
so on.
got wait, but I don't know what order you got it in though.
Oh, mine's is MVP, Rookie of the Year,
Okay.
Most
All right.
Improved.
Whatever you go off, I'll go off.
Yeah. All right, for my MVP, I got Luca. I think that this is finally gonna be the year they stop playing with my boy because he should have won it last year.
That's good.
But they need to stop playing with my boy, get my boy his MVP, and so we can go ahead when we get our MVP and our championship this year.
I got Luca. I think Luca finally gets it because I think he's going to be healthy enough, and I think the Mavericks are going to be a top 4 seed in the East. And for me personally, in my criteria, as long as you're a top 3, top 4 seed in your respective conference, you should win it. And Luca is still going to give you 30 points, 9 assists, 9 boards a game. He should win it. So I got Luca.
For Rookie of the Year, I got Stephon Castle. I think that, well, barring if Chris Paul leaves, I think Stephon Castle is gonna have a hell of a second half of the season, and he's gonna walk away with the Rookie of the Year.
For my Rookie of the Year, I got Zach Edey. Zach Edey so far has shown me a lot this preseason. Granted, it's only preseason, but I feel like Memphis has always been kind of missing that big, really since Steven Adams. And his offensive game with his shot blocking and rebounding and basically 7-3 or 7-4, wherever he is, I think that's good enough to get him the Rookie of the Year, and he's gonna start consistently. As long as he's healthy and puts up basically close to a double a game, he's gonna win a Rookie of the Year. I got Zach Edey.
Yeah, bro. Zach Edey's not bad at all. Like I was watching him in the preseason. I knew his rebounding was gonna translate because he's 7'3", but that little hook shot that he got, man, hey, he didn't perfected that. He had like 3-4 hook shots. I think it was a last preseason game. I
The
was
one from
like,
yesterday
dang.
or the other day.
Yeah, the other day I was like, dang, Zach. I didn't think he was gonna be hitting those little jump hooks, but he has. Now I'm not mad at that. For most improved, I got Jalen Johnson. I think with him now being the second option on the team, he's gonna take a big jump because I think he averaged like 16 points last year. That's easily gonna go up to 20 something per game. And he just looks like he's ready to take that next step. I watched him in his workouts over the summer, and I watched him in his pickups over the summer. He just looks like he's on a different time right now, bro. So I think he's gonna win most improved.
I got Jalen Johnson too. Shout out to JD because JD is the one that called him the season before last year about Jalen Johnson. And Lord behold, he was good. He was really good last year. He averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He's the clear-cut second best player on that team. Like you said, I think he's going to average 20 points. Wouldn't be shocked if he averaged 23 points. I think he's going to average a double-double, and his assists probably go up. He's the most athletic player on that team. Yeah, Jalen Johnson is clearly, in my opinion, the most improved player in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. For Coach of the Year, I got Jason Kidd. Like you said, we both believe that Luka's gonna be the MVP, and coming with that, you have to be a top team in the West. So I think the Mavs are gonna be a top 4 team in the West, and I think Jason Kidd is gonna lead them to another NBA Finals.
My Coach of the Year, it was really between 2 people, but I'm gonna go with Joe Mazzulla. I feel like the first year, he obviously, Ime Udoka had the nonsense, and then Joe Mazzulla came along, still took them to the conference finals. But a lot of people was like, we really don't know. But then last year he goes to the finals, and he is still a really good coach. I think in our coaching rankings, I think I had him in the top 10, but I don't think it was top 5. And me personally, I think the Celtics are still the best team in the East. And this year, he will finally get it because he's a good coach. Like, he's really a good coach, and I think people are going to respect him now as one of the best coaches in the league.
I got a question. So obviously, you need talent to win, no matter what type of coach you are. But if Joe Mazzulla didn't have the Boston Celtics, and let's say he had the Pistons team for last year before they got everybody, um, does Joe Mazzulla still do a good job of coaching? Like, is he just a good coach because of the players he has around him, or is he actually a good coach?
I mean, I
Because
can't
Monty
really
Williams was
say
a
that.
good coach when Monty was a good coach when he was with Phoenix, but once he got to Detroit,
We know he was
everything went
BSing too.
downhill.
We know he was BSing though. He wasn't serious. He wasn't serious, and I don't think he will. I don't think he's winning 60 plus games with Detroit. But let's say if Joe Mazzulla, I think with his coaching, I think he can potentially get the Pistons to probably maybe even 35 wins. Will he win? No, but I think he could get the Pistons more than 20 some wins. Well, whatever they had last year, 15 wins. Same with JB Bickerstaff. I think JB Bickerstaff is a good coach too. But I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, I can't fault him. That's like the same with Jason Tatum. I can't fault Jason Tatum for having a stacked team and he can't win the MVP. I can't do that. And I can't do the same thing with Joe. I can't do the same thing with Joe Mazzulla.
I
I
mean,
can't
it's
fault
like
him for having a stacked team. I mean, for having a stacked
it's
team.
like it's like with Steve Kerr. If Steve Kerr was to not inherit the Warriors, would he be this great of a coach that everyone thinks he is?
I don't know because he's only been on the Warriors. I don't know.
I mean,
You
I was
can't
just
say
asking.
that. I know.
I
I'm
was
just
just
saying.
asking a
I don't
question.
know. I don't know.
Let's see. For defensive player of the year, I got Wemby. I think they low key snubbed my boy last year. He could have won it as a rookie. I think he's gonna put up the same numbers, if not a little bit better. And I think Wemby gonna take it home this year.
For my defensive player of the year, I got Bam. I already said I think Bam is probably one of the best versatile big men in the league. And even though the Heat they're not really a good team, I think they'll be good enough. Could they sneak in 40 wins? Yes, but I think Bam is taking his game to the next level on the defensive end and the offensive end. And I think he'll finally give him the MVP, and not the MVP, the defensive player of the year, because I think Rudy Gobert isn't going to win no more. But I feel like Wemby, I think they're going to be a better team, but if they're not like if they didn't drastically improve, I think they won't give it to him. But I think Bam, I think they'll be decent enough for the voters to finally give it to Bam. So I got Bam.
I mean, I see with it did I feel like they criteria change each and every year. Because I feel like with defensive player of the year, like of course, how many games you win should affect that. But on top of that, if my team is buns, but when I'm on the court, our defense gets drastically better. Like I feel like that should take into account no matter if my team is 5-35. If I'm on the court and these teams aren't, what I'm saying, scoring as much if I wasn't on the court, I feel like that should definitely be in the requirements of defensive player of the year.
But I think like the voters, I 100% agree because when Wemby's off the court, the defense is good, but when he's on the court, they have like a top defense. But when Rudy Gobert goes to the Timberwolves, they have a top 3 defense in the league, and I think that's why voters look and say, "Hey, this team has a top 3 defense." Because I think the Timberwolves, off the top of my head, they only really get probably, if I had to guess, I'll look it up after I say it, probably like 105 points a game. That's pretty
Hey,
low in
do
today's
you
NBA. That's pretty good, and I
do
think
you
that's what
think
voters look at.
do you think that's because of Rudy or because of
I
the
think it's
defensive scheme?
I
Because
think it's
they head
because
coach is a defensive coach. So
I
like
think it's because of both.
if you replace Rudy Gobert with Steven Adams, I think they have the same effect.
No, they
I'm not
wouldn't,
gonna
bro.
lie.
I don't think
I
so.
think they
I don't
would.
think so.
Steven Adams isn't
I
he's
don't think
not
so.
a better shot blocker than Rudy,
I don't think
but
so.
he's still a big body. He's still a good defensive player. I think the Timberwolves was
You
really
think
just missing
you
a
think Steven
defensive
you
player.
so you think Rudy Gobert and Steven Adams defensive wise are close?
No, I didn't say, nigga. I didn't say that. Did you hear anything I just said? I didn't say that.
But you just said Steven Adams, if he's on there, they'll still
I
have a
said they
deep.
can. I said they can. He can do the same job as Rudy is doing, and it would be just as effective. I didn't say he was a better defender. I'm saying I feel like if you put any defensive center in that position that Rudy Gobert's in, it would be the same effect because the Timberwolves didn't have a defensive center. before he
Where
got
would they
there.
rank? Where would they rank in the defense if Steven Adams is
I
there?
feel like they still would be a top 10, top 5 defense in the league
But the voters
without
wise, that's
Rudy.
not good enough. The Timberwolves in points, they literally gave up 106 points per game. That's what they
And,
gave up.
and
Is
then you gotta
Steven Adams
remember,
really that big of a difference to have them at number 112? Giving up 100
bro,
points, is that good
it's
enough?
you also gotta take into account that their coach is a defensive minded coach. So their schemes are so that's why I say if I feel like you could put any decent or good defensive big in that position and they would be just as effective, it's because of the scheme and the other players that they have around Rudy.
When was Westbrook won the MVP in 2015 or 16? If I'm right.
He won it in 2016, 2017.
2016, 2017. Man, if you look at the defensive points back then, it's crazy.
Yeah, they was barely scoring 100 back then.
They were 16th.
Who?
So it's like, I don't think Steven Adams is like gonna push
You
them to
talking
10.
about the OKC? You talking about
Yes.
OKC?
Yes.
What defenders did they have on besides what was that the year where Paul George was on that team? Or no?
No, Westbrook came Paul George went on that team that year. Was it 2015, 2016? Or was it
2016, 2017?
Yes, okay. Paul George wasn't on that team then.
Let's see.
They were 16th. Now, stuff is different. It's crazy because back then Utah only gave up 97 points per game. That's crazy.
Bro, they didn't really have no defenders on this team, bro. They had Andre Roberson.
Andre Roberson was a good defender. He was a good defender.
Yeah, but he stayed hurt. That man was barely. That's why he ain't in the league now.
No,
they had a young Sabonis.
He was weak.
Yeah, they got a rookie Sabonis. They had Victor Oladipo.
Man, he was not
good. They had a young Jeremy Grant. They had Taj Gibson, bro. They didn't really have no defenders. If you compare the defenders that the Timberwolves got to those defenders, bro, the Timberwolves defenders clears them, bro. It'd be different if they had if OKC had two other top 10 defenders or top 15 defenders along with Steven Adams. Then I could see you saying something, but that team was weak.
I feel like you're just everybody else. Rudy Gobert is overrated. And I mean, hey, if you feel like that, you feel like that.
I don't think he should have won 4 Defensive Players of the Year, but I think Rudy Gobert's a really good defender. I would think he's a really good big. I wouldn't say he's a top 10 big, but he's a good big. He's a good big.
You didn't even have him in the top 10. You said he didn't even sniff the top 10.
That don't mean he's not a good big.
Man, if you ain't in the top 10,
it's just others better. It's just others better. For my 6th man, though, I got Dante DiVincenzo. When I watched Dante DiVincenzo go hoop this preseason, I was like, dang. I said, bro out here hooping like he got a mission to prove. Like, who made him mad? And seeing what he did to the Knicks, even though in that preseason game, him talking shit to Jalen Brunson dad and Tibbs and stuff, I think bro is gonna come out angry and on a different mission. I feel like he felt like he was sleight-of-handed or he was disrespected or something, bro. I think he's gonna come out going crazy this year.
For my 6th man, I got Malik Monk. I don't want to say Malik Monk was snubbed last year, but if he doesn't miss like them last, but it's just, but not really. I feel like he missed like those last 10 games. He wins. I think he does win it, but since he missed those last 10 games or like 11 games, whatever it was, that's why he didn't win it. But I think, come back. He has the bag, doesn't have to worry about nothing. I feel like he's gonna come play 30. He could play close 30 minutes, and I think he's gonna average the same 16 points. I forgot how many assists. He probably averaged like 3 assists, I think, and probably a couple of rebounds. I think he'll finally get it because, like you said, he got. In your opinion, you think he got snubbed. So I think Malik Monk. But Dante DiVincenzo is actually good. I actually wasn't thinking about him. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really thinking about Dante.
Like only reason why I say he got snubbed, yeah, I think he got snubbed just because also because he missed those games. But I think Malik Monk had a better season than Nas Reed did. Like Malik Monk was out there hitting game winners, 30-point games. He was going crazy the entire season. And I feel like just because he missed those last couple of games, bro, if he still qualified for that 65, they should have gave it to him. Don't get me wrong, Nas Reed played good that season too, but I think Malik Monk just had a better season. Yeah, but I think Dante gonna get it this year, bro. I think Dante gonna get it.
I know you can do it, but I'll say my clutch player of the year. I just picked Steph Curry. Nothing serious.
Clutch player of the year.
Yeah, I just went with Steph.
My
other coach though. What?
I'm gonna go clutch player of the year. I'm gonna go De'Aaron Fox.
Shea should probably be in there too.
Yeah, Shea.
The other coach I was really thinking about was Taylor Jenkins. If the Grizzlies are what a lot of people think, including you, are a top 4 seed, I think they might give it to him.
Yeah,
I think he could potentially get it.
That's the only reason. The only reason why I didn't say him because I'm like, can they really get a top 4 seed? I wasn't too confident that they can get a top 4 seed, but if they do get a top 4 seed, I think they will give it to him because he's a hell of a coach, bro. He is a hell of a coach. He had them boys hooping when Ja wasn't there, and then he developed Gigi Jackson and what's the name, Vince Williams Jr. Like, bro, they got some nice. I like the culture in Memphis. They got a really good culture in Memphis.
All right. That is it for our early NBA awards. Next, we are going to talk about our NBA dark horse teams that could potentially win a championship and our breakout candidates. I don't know if we're going to do it separately, but it just depends on how this goes. We can start with our NBA dark horse teams.
I only got 2 dark horses. My dark horses are the Kings and the Grizzlies. I think with the acquisitions of DeMar DeRozan, all the Kings were missing was another score. Remember, we were talking about Kuzma going there, how Kuzma would be good. But now that they got DeMar DeRozan, they have another fourth quarter closer. They have another clutch player. I think that would do well for them in the playoffs. And on top of that, DeMar DeRozan has hell of playoff experience. So I feel like they can be a sneaky team to play against in the playoffs. And like I said, the other one is the Grizzlies. With Ja back, Ja impacts the game so much. I think that he can go out there and win you a series. And with the acquisitions of Edey, a 7'3" big body down there, it helps them out defensively. And if he stays healthy and he progresses quickly throughout the season, they can make some noise too.
My dark horse teams, I had 4. I had the Phoenix Suns. I think the Suns, I feel like obviously
are they really a dark horse though?
I don't think nobody has them like championship contender though. Mm-hmm. Like I think they're a good team. I just think they're not championship, but they could if everyone's healthy with the addition of Tyus Jones. I think it makes a difference. And sneakily, I even said this last year, with what they had because they was basically in cap hell. I think they had a decent offseason. I think with getting Tyus Jones, you basically resign Grayson Allen, resign Royce O'Neal. Those are good players coming off your bench. You drafted Ryan Dunn, who so far in preseason looks decent. He looks pretty decent. Mm-hmm. So if Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and if Bradley Beal can have a better second year with the Suns, I think they could go to the championship. Am I picking them? Probably not. But I think they have a chance if everyone is healthy. And it also depends on matchups in the playoffs. And another team, I'm going to go with the Pacers. I think the Pacers, they have a lot of weapons on that team. Yes, the defense is bad, but you have Pascal Siakam with a full year of Pascal Siakam. Tyrese Halliburton, he did have a great year in the beginning of the year, but then he kind of fell off because he was hurt. But he still played good enough. And I know everybody's going to say, well, Giannis got hurt. Who they face? Oh, the Knicks got hurt, even though Jalen Brunson was there, but that's neither here or there. He still took that team to the conference finals. And if depending on if everyone plays good and healthy, could they go to the championship? They have a chance. Would I put my money on it? No. But I think they have a chance to go there. And also another team, the Cavs. I think the Cavs could potentially go our dark horse team. Something. You got a new coach in Kenny Atkinson, who I think is gonna. He worked with like Jared Allen, Karis LeVert back in there at Brooklyn when that the fun Brooklyn team. But I think Donovan Mitchell, he's always gonna be good. But I think really the key is people gonna say Mobley, but I think it's Darius Garland. I think Darius Garland, since Donovan Mitchell's been there, he's kind of been average.
He hasn't been that all-star.
Yeah,
he has not been that all-star.
He hasn't been an all-star really since Donovan Mitchell gets there. But maybe with Kenny Atkinson, Kenny Atkinson can unlock that all-star ability that he once had. And I think the Cavs do got a good team. It's just every time they go up against like the big dogs in the East, they can't beat them. But if they're healthy, they could get there though.
I was just gonna say, do you think they can beat? Because depending on who they face in the first round, they gonna face one of those top teams, whether it's the Bucks or the Sixers or the Celtics. You think they can beat one of them?
Okay. If I had to go with it right now, gun to my head, and they say, who do you think the Cavs can really beat? I think really the only teams they could beat out of those top 4 teams is the Knicks and the Bucks. I think those are the only 2 teams out of those top 4 that they can beat. If the 76ers are healthy, I think they have nobody that can stop Joel Embiid. And me personally, I think they don't have really nobody that can really guard a Paul George. If we're being honest, I think they don't have none of that. But I feel like the Knicks, their offense is better. Huh?
I said or Maxey. They ain't got nobody to guard Maxey.
I think Tyrese Maxey is better than Garland, but head to head, I would think Garland can somewhat guard him to an extent. But I think they have nobody that can guard Joel Embiid and Paul George. So with the Knicks, the offense I think is going to be way better. Outside of that, like obviously Cat and Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, and Josh Hart. It's like I think the Cavs can match that firepower. And with the Bucks, honestly, the Bucks are I think they're kind of a mystery. I feel like after Giannis and Dame, who else can you really trust? Brook Lopez is declining. Chris Middleton stay hurt. Who else? And Bobby Porter's good. But after that,
Bobby Porter's consistent.
Yeah, he's good. But outside of that, who do they really have? And Mobley ain't stopping no Giannis. But Mobley on Giannis, I'm taking my chances with that than anybody else on the East that can guard Giannis. I think those are the only 2 teams. And they can't beat Boston. I'm sorry. They can't beat them.
Who your last one?
I had the Timberwolves. I know people kind of like, a lot of people hate the trade, the Julius Randle and the Rudy Gobert. But I think the trade isn't that bad. When I did my reaction, I think I gave the Timberwolves a B. I think I gave them a B+ because I think Julius Randle, it's not like Julius Randle is like some average player. The man was an all-NBA player. Like I think we forget about that. He was an all-NBA player. And bringing Dante over, who is your 6th man, and in some cases can close the lineup. They'll be in the closing lineup. So I think that team is really not that bad. I think they're still a good team. Are they 50-some wins good? You can argue it.
I'll say they still might be.
I mean, you can argue 50-some wins, but I think last year they had 56 or something like that. You can argue
I can say them around like 51 and 52.
I think they could get 50 and definitely in the high 40s. But I think that team is not bad. In the West is stacked, but I mean, if you look on paper, really, it's only probably like 2 teams that's better than them. And that's, in my opinion, that's OKC and Dallas, if anything. Everybody else, I think they either better than them or they on literally the same level as them.
Hey, when I was watching the preseason games, that preseason game, Julius Randle came back. I don't know if it was just because of rust or what, but that offense looks nasty. Like, The
yesterday.
Timberwolves, yeah, that offense looked nasty. I don't know if it's because they was trying to get, Julius Randle back acclimated and having him just touch the ball, but like them post ups and stuff, they wasn't. The offense just looked like it didn't run smoothly. It wasn't a lot of screening and cutting, or I mean, when Ant had it in the post or when Julius had it in the post, somebody cut off thin so they could dump it down. But other than that, the offense was really stagnant. And I
I
don't think
think
they're gonna go 5 if they offense is
I
like
think
that.
that was really the problem with people is like that offense is going to be not as consistent or good as it was last year with Cat because Cat helps space the floor and Julius he can shoot, but he's not the shooter as Cat though. He's just not.
Mm.
So, but I still think
You
that's a
think he
good
gonna
team.
you think he gonna attempt more threes this year? Well, because let's see how many did Julius Randle attempt last year?
Last year he
Yeah.
attempted 5.
You think he attempt like 7?
I wouldn't be shocked because that year before last year he attempted 8 threes per game. That's a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think
He
he
might
might
attempt
attempt
like
more
6.
threes.
He might
Yeah, I
attempt
think
like
he might.
6.
Yeah, I think he'll attempt more threes this year.
But yeah, so that is our dark horse championship teams. Now we're going out to our breakout candidates.
For our breakout candidates, I got 4 of them. One Jalen Johnson. We already talked about him being most improved. But I got Jalen Johnson. I got Jalen Williams. I got Devin Vassell, and I got Jaden Ivey. The one that if I had to put my money on one, Jalen Johnson obviously, but Jaden Ivey. I think Jaden Ivey is gonna have a better year under JB Bickerstaff. So far in the preseason, Jaden Ivey decision making looks better. His shot looks better. And then now with Tobias being on that team, he's gonna be probably the second or third option, toss up. But I think he's gonna be more consistent this year, finishing at the rim with his threes. I think he's just gonna be an overall better player this year, especially with a new coach that I feel like believes in him now.
So for my breakout candidates, obviously I got Jalen Johnson too. It's not really surprising. There's really nothing to talk about. I have Josh Giddey. I think Josh Giddey is he's not the best player on that team, but I think I wouldn't be shocked if he gets close to averaging a triple double. I can see Josh giving me like 11 points, 7 rebounds, and maybe like 8 assists. I wouldn't be shocked. I think he outside of Lonzo, I think he is the best passer on that team. He probably damn near the best rebounder on that the second best, third best rebounder on that team. So I think Josh Giddey, especially getting traded because he did play good in that semifinals against the Mavericks, and he might have a chip on his shoulder. Then with all that other stuff that happened last year, he might have a chip on his shoulder, and I think he'll play. I think he'll play pretty good for the Bulls. Another name, I got Jordan Poole because especially yesterday you was talking about him, but Jordan Poole, I think last year was like a wake up call. Last year, I know my hot take was average 30 points. I know it's a hot take, whatever, but I think this year, I think he plays serious. I think he'll take better shots, and since he is the point guard, he has to be more of a facilitator. So I think Jordan Poole plays better. Could he get back to what he was in Golden State, averaging 20 points off the bench? I think he can. I think he really can. I think he'll play better. And the last player I got is Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga, obviously, last year basically had to talk to Steve Kerr about getting more minutes. He got the minutes in. He played good. He played really good last year. And him being, you can really say he's the clear cut or debating the second best player on the team. And I think he'll play really good this year. He'll finally get that bag that he deserves. So yeah, those are my breakout candidates.
Man, ain't nobody coming to the pool party, dog. Ain't nobody coming, man. You ain't finna have nobody at the pool party. That motherfucker gonna be empty.
Man, it'll be the
Jordan Poole
baddies
gonna do
in
the same.
DC.
Man, ain't no baddies coming to the pool party. It's gonna be a bunch of dudes, a bunch of
That's
his
crazy.
teammates.
That's crazy. That's nasty.
That
That's
man
nasty.
that man finna average the
That's
same
nasty.
amount of points he finna do exactly what he did last year.
That's nasty.
Cause he ain't shown no improvement even in the preseason.
It's preseason, but give me 10 games of Jordan Poole, and then we can come back and I'll say what I think about Jordan Poole. I'll say what I think about him. But yeah, that is our breakout candidates for this NBA season. Now we are gonna do our division preview of the Pacific Division, which consists of the LA Clippers, the LA Lakers, the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors, and the Sacramento Kings. The first team we're going to start off with, the Los Angeles Clippers. What do we expect from them this year?
Well, first we gotta see what's going on with Kawhi. I don't know when Kawhi is coming back, but with that team as it's constructed right now, without Kawhi, I think they're gonna win a couple of games, but if they get off to a bad losing streak, I don't see them they probably make the play in, but with Kawhi being hurt, that makes a big difference on a lot of things. I think James Harden, though, I've already said it before the season started, but I think James Harden's gonna go back to that Houston James Harden. Watch him hoop at the Rico Hines and seeing that he looked like he lost a little weight. I think James Harden is gonna go back to those Houston James Harden days and just put up numbers because he has to in order for him to win. But I don't expect the Clippers to. If they do make the playoffs, I expect them first round exit. I don't expect anything from the Clippers this year.
Honestly, could you argue that if you look at the Clippers roster, is it sneakily good? Sneaky good? If you look at it, I'm just saying, if you look at the roster, is it sneaky good?
They got what? Kevin Porter. They got James,
Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, Derrick Jones, James, Kawhi whenever he comes back, Chris Dunn, Nicholas Batum. Is it not? I don't think it's worst team in the West, though.
No, it's not the worst team in the West, but it's not championship contender either.
I agree with that.
Depending on their matchup, they could make it to the second round, but I don't really see second round in their future. Because Kawhi has to stay healthy, and James Harden has to hoop like old James Harden in order for them to even have a chance at winning these ball games. I think the Clippers are gonna just be mediocre this year. I think they're gonna be competitive. They're gonna be mediocre. I honestly think they're gonna split that team up. After they move into the arena, probably like that first year, second year after that arena, they'll move into another arena. They're gonna break that team
this
up.
year.
Yeah, so this year,
so next year, so this off season, so this coming up off season.
Nah, next off season.
So 2 years from now.
2 years from now, I can see them breaking that team up.
Well, okay, so with the Clippers, honestly, I expect the Clippers to just be mediocre and decent. I think they got a really good team. Kawhi Leonard he's just a big question mark. And I don't want to say I'm concerned, but you do got to think like, bruh, you haven't played basketball in probably 5 months? Because the playoffs started in April. And in that first round, I think it may have lasted to May. So we got May, June, July, August, September, and October. That's basically 6 months. And your knee still hurts. And you had a procedure. So you have to think that's kind of concerning. James Harden. I think James Harden is gonna be there all year. James Harden actually is healthy. He doesn't get hurt. Really, he just don't do nothing in the playoffs. But that's neither here nor there. But I think he's still gonna play good. And I think they got an okay team, but I think they're not gonna go to the second round. I think they probably be a play-in team. They could potentially beat whoever in the play to get that 7-8 seed and then lose to Minnesota, Denver, Dallas, or even Memphis. But I think the team is average. And Steve Ballmer, I don't blame him. And I said it last year. You gotta bring people to the seats. I'm sorry. yes, I feel like as an owner, yes, you know that your two stars get hurt every time. But when you look at the fans and then you look at your money, I still need these dudes. I still need them no matter what. I could definitely put on the big board that Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, the stars of LA, the stars of the Clippers. So you can still put that up there, and the fan gonna be like, okay, I like it. But I mean, he kind of had no choice but to give Kawhi that extension. He had no choice, or he was gonna be screwed.
I mean, the reason why I said I see them trading them and breaking them up in 2 years is because this year is your first year in the arena, so you're putting butts in them seats. Next year, you're doing the same thing, but by then, Kawhi and James Harden they're 2 years older, so your championship window is sinking drastically already. So you might as well just flip them and then get some first round picks or get some compensation back, and just rebuild. You already did your job and got probably recouped your money in those 2 years from the arena. So might as well let them go now and get compensation back and keep it moving.
James Harden signed a 2-year deal, and I think Kawhi Leonard signed 3 years. So yes, so James Harden is signed for this year. Then he has a player option for next year for $36 million. Depending on how the season goes, he might opt into that, or if he plays amazing, because you think he's gonna go back to the Rockets, James Harden, and if that does happen, he's gonna opt out and command even more money. And if you're Steve Ballmer, what do? You let him walk,
How old
or
is
you give
James?
James Harden is, let me go back, 33.
33.
Wait a minute, did I pick the wrong person? No, this is Kawhi Leonard. Okay, no, Kawhi is 33. I think James Harden might be older than him. Let me go back. So Kawhi Leonard is 33, and James Harden is 35.
35.
He just turned 35.
So that means you'll be giving him by the end of his contract, he's what, 36, 37?
Yeah.
And then Kawhi be what? By the time the James deal end up, he'll be what,
Kawhi Leonard has 3
34?
years, so
He'll be 34,
he'll be
35.
35 at the end of that deal.
So at the end of James' deal, he'll be 35, and James would be what, 30? What I say, 6 or 7?
Be 30. Well,
6.
if he stays with that 2-year deal, he'll be 36. No, he'll be like 37. He'll be 37.
Yeah, bro. So are you going? I wouldn't pay a 37-year-old James Harden, bro. And if I do pay him, I'm gonna do a sign and trade so I can get something back for him, bro. I'm not. He's 37 years old. Kawhi is gonna be 35, and he's injury prone as it is. There's no point in keeping him on your roster, and then after the next 2 years, bro, you already got your money back, and you already got some type of money from him, put some butts in the seats. So now you get some young talent in there to keep the cycle going.
Does Kawhi
Ain't no
Leonard have
point in keeping
trade
him there.
value?
I think he would. I think Kawhi would still have trade value by 35. If Kawhi was on a trading block right now, you don't think teams would go for him?
Not for $49 million, and you stay hurt.
Well, by that time, he had what, 1 year left on his deal
for $50 million. But who wants to take it? Who wants to trade their basically potential future for a guy that's hurt in 1 year and he only has 1 year left? Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't. Somebody gonna do it.
That's what
though.
I'm saying.
You think Steve Ballmer gonna keep Kawhi? You think Steve Ballmer's gonna keep Kawhi and James?
He just did it now, bro. It's only been really 1 year. He was healthy, and that was the pandemic year. So if you don't even count that, he's really been hurt every year. Like, I mean,
you still think he's gonna keep him by the time he's 35 and James is 37?
I said like 2 weeks ago. I said they're not gonna trade him. Kawhi Leonard is gonna ask for the trade. He's the one that's gonna be like, "Hey man, it ain't working out here. I think it's best for both of us to leave." I don't think Steve Ballmer gonna go to him and be like, "Man, we getting rid of you, bro. It hasn't been right here with the Clippers." Yada. I don't think he's doing it. I think he'll do it, and he loves LA, and he getting paid the bag. Kawhi Leonard has a lot of power. Low key, he has a lot of power.
Regardless, them two people, they gonna be gone by in the next 2 years.
The
They gonna be
man,
gone.
the man told the Clippers, "Go get Paul George, or I won't sign." I don't know how much more power you got after doing that. He literally told them to do that. Like, he's getting paid 49 this year, 50-50, and he stay hurt. Who really wants to trade for that?
Like you said,
Unless
some
you feel
team that's
like you're
desperate.
literally one piece away. If you think you are one piece away and want to take that chance, have at it. But
I know they won't do this, but nah, they probably don't got no cap space. Never mind.
Oh,
I was gonna say OKC.
they is not getting up that young talent for that dude, bro.
I mean, they got a lot of young pieces they can give up. Case and Wallace, they don't really need him. And and all them picks that they got still,
So
like
basically, get their
they can
picks
give up
back.
something. They can give up something.
Get their picks back.
Who the Clippers?
Yeah, I mean, they basically gave all their picks away for Paul George.
Or get some of them back. But I know OKC won't do that. But that's the only team I can think of off the top of my head right now. That can be desperate enough to we in the win now mode, and we need
What,
another
Case and Wallace
superstar.
and Case and Wallace, another player, and a bunch of picks for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, probably.
Man, if I'm the Clippers, first person you got started with is Jalen Williams. Then we can start talking.
I'm not giving you Jalen Williams.
I mean,
We
that's
might as
just
well end the
me.
phone call. We might as well end the phone
Yeah, that's what
call.
I'm saying, man. Because Casey
But that's
Wallace,
the
I
only
think he's a
team.
decent young player, but you gotta give me more than Casey Wallace.
That's the only team I can think of that has the actual pieces and probably the cap space, and that's desperate enough to trade for him. Because if whoever's trading for him, they have to be a championship team, or with him on there, they become a championship team. It has to be.
I don't think nobody. I don't think, bro. I know this is kind of different. The Warriors basically didn't even trade for Zach LaVine, and he doesn't really get hurt. But it was the contract. You think somebody gonna trade for Kawhi Leonard and he's hurt and getting paid $50 million?
Yeah, because Kawhi is nowhere near the player. I mean, Zach LaVine is nowhere near the player Kawhi is. I feel like execs will rather take their chances on Kawhi than Zach LaVine because we know and seeing what Kawhi has done, um, and we seen what Zach LaVine has done. So I think a team would take their chances over Kawhi than they would Zach LaVine.
You gonna trade for him in fantasy then?
Who?
Why?
Hell no.
All right then. That's what I'm saying.
Hell no.
Oh man.
Hell no.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, that is it for the Los Angeles Clippers. The next team is the Golden State Warriors. What do we expect from them this year?
I expect the Warriors to be mediocre, bro. I don't like remember that one of them hot takes I told you the Warriors not even gonna make the playoffs. The Spurs will. Like, cause bro, that Golden State Warriors team is buns, and then that's the same. They run the same offense, bro. And they didn't figure it out. The league has figured it out by now. Steve Kerr, you gotta change it up, dog. And then you really didn't add anything to help that team get better. So, like, yeah, you got Buddy Hield now, and you got Melton now. Like, those are nice pieces, but you have no size. The reason why Golden State won those championships because they had bigs. They had Bogut, they had Pachulia, they had Looney. Like Looney's older now, but they don't really have that defensive presence no more. Like you're not like when you go into the Oracle, or not even in the Oracle no more, are they?
Chase Center.
Where they in there? They at the
Chase
Chase
Center.
Center. Yeah, you going to the Chase Center, bro? You're not worried about that. Like Jeff Teague on his podcast was talking about how in the third quarter if who was gonna win the game by the crowd. The Warriors are not that good no more, bro. Everybody's figured out the offense. Yeah, you still got Steph Curry, but outside of Steph Curry, you're not really scared of nobody on that team. Probably Kaminga, but even then, I'm not scared of anybody on that team. I think the Warriors are, if best, a play-in team.
at least when they did, even when they went with the death lineup, KD was 7 foot still. So you at least had somebody out there that was basically like 6'11" at most, 6'10" at the tallest. Like you said, Bogut, Pachulia, Looney, even JaVale McGee at times, and then you had Kevin Durant in the small lineup, which he's 7 foot. But honestly, I might go with what you just said. I think the Warriors probably won't make the playoffs. I think this team is not honestly just it's not a good team. I feel like it's just Steph. You're banking on your young guys to basically play good. Moses Mooney, I have no clue why he doesn't play. I think he's okay, but Steve Kerr, for some reason, don't want to play him. You're basically expecting Brandon Przybylski to basically almost be maybe like a 17-point per game scorer. Kuminga, I think he's gonna play good. And after that, Wiggins, I don't want to say Wiggins done, but he might be done. I don't think he's like
in the league.
No, not in the league. I just think he just might be done. Like I think he done just being like a decent player in the league. I think he's done with that. Like I think he's just okay. Like when he was on that team that won a championship, Wiggins was like, "We counted on you." I don't think we can count on him no more. I think that's it. And Draymond Green is older. I think he's still good defensively, but he's older now. So I mean, they haven't done nothing. I do feel like they dropped the ball not going after Zach LaVine. I think they should have did that trade, the reported trade. I think they should have did that. And I think
what was the trade again?
It was they offered the Bulls Chris Paul. No, the Bulls offered Zach LaVine for Chris Paul and Wiggins, and the Warriors said no. And I think it's because of that money. I think it's the money. I think they basically rather not. I think they'd rather have we'd rather be where we are now, but not basically be in cap hell, knowing we ain't gonna be good. Like with Zach LaVine, I think Zach LaVine is better than all of them outside of Steph, but I think he can get you to, depending on your matchup, I think they could be competitive in the first round at least with Zach LaVine. But they said no. And I think they dropped the ball on that. And the Lauri Markkanen, if that was true, that the Jazz wanted AirPods and the Warriors was like, no, we're not putting them in the trade. You dropped the ball on that.
I would have did that. But even if they would have gotten Zach LaVine or Lauri Markkanen, I feel like they still was missing one piece. But yeah, the Warriors, they're not on nothing this year, bro. Like you said, that team is not good. It's not good at all.
It's basically like it's just Steph and that's it. And I think Steph is just there for the vibes.
Yeah. And his career out there.
Because I think the Warriors were trying to give them most money and them Jazz like, no, you good, brother. Like they wanted, I think it probably would have been like Kuminga, AirPods, and someone else for like Lauri, and the Warriors was like, no.
If I'm having AirPods and Kuminga, I don't know if I'm doing that. But if I'm just doing one and probably like Wiggins or something, yeah, I'll do that.
I don't think the Jazz probably didn't even want Wiggins. I think, and I know Draymond Green, he talked about on his podcast or something like that. I forgot what he said. But
was there something about how he told the team like, hey, this wouldn't be the best business decision for the organization if you did this move?
It was something like that.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember the whole clip, but yeah, he was talking about if they would have traded for. He didn't say the player name. Or he may have alluded to it, but I can't remember. But he basically said, if you trade for them, you're gonna put yourself in cap hell if you do that.
But when you have Steph, what do you do? Do you stay? Do you try to be competitive at least?
I mean, Steph, how many years you say Steph got? About 3
Steph
or 4?
Is 36.
He got about 3 or 4 more years.
Really good years? He might have I would say 2, 3 really good years left in him. And I think he might be in the league for maybe 4 more years, if anything. I think he'll be there to 40.
Yeah, so it's like a do you because they can low key get a top lottery pick if they don't make the playoffs this year and set themselves up for the future. Um, so it's like, do you trade all your draft compensation and you trade all these players and go above the luxury tax? Like they've been above the luxury tax like every year since they won a championship, right?
I would
I
think
think they
so
have. I think they have.
because that's why they traded Jordan Poole. Like, because I think that situation and the money they didn't want to. Because I know Wiggins had a big deal, Steph had a big deal, Draymond had a big deal. They signed Jordan Poole to that big deal. It's like,
Yeah, so it's like I mean, if I'm being honest, bro, you know me, I'd rather rebuild early rather than later. So I would low key probably like I'll see what happens this year and maybe next year. Me personally, I would flip stuff. I'm trying to rebuild my team for the future.
Steph has to cash in to if he wants to get traded, he'll go to
Oh
them
yeah,
and
for
ask.
sure.
They're not just
Yeah,
gonna
for
trade
sure.
him just because. So they'd be like, okay, Steph, as long as you're here, we'll just be mediocre.
But he
And
wasted his career like that. You're wasting his career.
but I think
He could be somewhere trying to win a championship in these next 4 years.
I think he wants to win a championship, but I really think he just wants to stay with the Warriors. But he knows how great he is. And I mean Steph's legacy is already stamped. It's already
Yeah.
stamped. He has
So
everything.
he low key don't gotta win another championship.
He don't. He doesn't have to win nothing else. So I mean, if he stays here for like the next 3 years, plays good, like puts up 20 some points per game, I mean, I think he'll be all right. But I do think he wants to win, but he wants to win with the Warriors, and the Warriors aren't doing nothing. They
No, and
haven't.
there's no point. Me personally, I feel like there's no point to do all those things and be in win now mode when well, I don't know how long they think Steph's gonna play, but if Steph's gone the next 3 to 4 years, you might as well just, ride that coattail out. There's no point in trading for all these players and going back on the luxury tax when you don't have a definitive chance of winning. Because even if they do make those big moves and get Zach Levine or Laurie Marketing, they still missing another piece. And so now you got to go out and get somebody else, and now you're in the luxury checks for another 3 to 4 years when you could have rebuilt your team and revamped your team by then.
So now this is reported. It said the Warriors made the most aggressive offer centered around Moses Mooney, multiple first round picks, pick swaps, and second rounders. Team sources from both sides. The Golden State did not want to trade Brandon Brzezinski with the Athletic article stating that the team was protective of Brzezinski in the market conversation. Not surprisingly, the report added that the Jazz wanted AirPods in a potential deal. I'm not gonna lie,
I
Moses
mean,
Mooney and some picks ain't it. I'm sorry. I say no. I hang up real
but
quick on you.
but the fact that hold on, wait, how many years does Laurie Marketing have left on his deal?
Well,
Like,
he at that time he didn't sign a new deal, so at that time he only had 1 year left.
so the Warriors would have resigned him there.
They probably would have resigned him.
Okay, but if all they asking for is AirPods and Moses Moody, bro, I would have did that. Like, don't get me wrong, AirPods is decent, but do you think he's gonna be your franchise player?
I think
Like,
the
he's a
Warriors
really
think
good.
so. I think the
He's
Warriors
a
think so.
he's a
I think
really
he's gonna
good
be
glue
good,
guy.
but
He's a really good glue guy, bro. He's like another Josh Hart, bro. He's probably better than Josh Hart offensively, but like he's a glue guy. He's the one that makes the team go. He's that heart of the team. He's like another Draymond type of guy. Like he's really good, but I wouldn't move the knee. He's not that good of a player where I wouldn't trade him for Laurie Marketing, bro. I would have did that. Y'all want AirPods? Here. Y'all can have him, Moses, Moody, and them picks and give me Laurie. But
so if they had Steph, Lori, they still, according to this, Kaminga is still here. Draymond,
Clay would still be there too, wouldn't he?
Clay's gone. They trade.
By that time, by that time they was
Yeah,
talking about
Clay
getting
gone.
Lord.
Yes, Clay gone. He been signed. Yeah, this been gone. So Clay not there.
So it'd
I
be
think
what
that team
Steph,
is still low
Lori,
key stink.
Wiggins.
I think it might be a little bit better, but I think they're the same.
It was what it been Lori, Steph, Draymond,
Kaminga
Kaminga.
and whoever else, Wiggins, because I don't think they want Wiggins. So Wiggins,
So Steph, Wiggins, Lori, Draymond, and
Kaminga.
Kaminga.
I don't
That's
think that
kind of
was the name.
nasty. That starting five is kind of nasty. I ain't gonna lie.
Was that
Not
like
not
good
like that.
nasty or bad nasty?
Not like good net, like bad. Like this guy's like
Like, bro, I don't think that team is still like good enough, and I think that's why I'd rather keep my young player than trade for a guy. And we still probably we might be a little bit better, but are we
And then you
competitive
still
good?
gotta resign them.
And you got to resign Kaminga too. It's
Man.
like, what are we doing?
But if they would have got Lori, they would have had to make another move. They would have had to, because that wasn't it. That's not it at all.
All right, that is it for the Golden State Warriors. Our next team is the Sacramento Kings. What do we expect from the Sacramento Kings this year?
Low key, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sacramento Kings ended up as a top 4 team in the West. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if they was number 4. Because like I said, they have a decent little roster. I wouldn't say you were high on Keon Ellis, but Keon Ellis is decent. He's okay. He's an okay player. I like him. And then they bench still need a little work, but that starting 5 is nice. And then with Malik Monk coming off your bench, and then closing the lineups, they're gonna be real deadly in the playoffs. If everyone can stay healthy. Like I said, I expect them to be at least the top 16 for sure. But I can see top 4. I expect De'Aaron Fox to be how many points did he average last year?
I want to say
Like
26.
20. Yeah, I was gonna say like 25.
He averaged
I wouldn't be
26 last year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was close to the 30 range, so around like 28 and 30. Because with
Even with
DeMar, we
DeRozan
forget,
there.
yeah, even with because DeRozan can play point.
Mm-hmm.
We forget DeRozan played point in San Antonio, and he played some point with the Bulls. So, and then on top of that, like, don't get me wrong, DeMar DeRozan can score the ball, but I don't think he's as hungry to score the ball as he once was with the Raptors, he's matured, so I think he'll let De'Aaron Fox go crazy and be like, "Hey, when you need me, I'm here." And so, on top of that, him being there, De'Aaron Fox is going to get more open looks because they have another offensive threat there. Because you can't double off of DeMar DeRozan. You leave DeMar DeRozan open, he gonna punish y'all. So I wouldn't be surprised if De'Aaron Fox got to that 28 to 30 range. I expect Sengun though to
Means
take a step
Sabonis.
back.
Sabonis.
Sabonis, yeah, Sabonis. I think Sabonis would take a step back scoring wise, but everything else is gonna go up. So like rebound and assist. I think their offense is gonna be better. Their defense still needs some work. But like I said, I think they're gonna be a really good team, bro. I like they my dark horse for a reason.
Do you expect DeRozan to take more threes?
Yes. For some odd reason, yes. I really do. I think Mike Brown is gonna want him to shoot at least 2 to 3 a game, and I think he would do it.
But last year he attempted to.
Yeah, so it's probably about the same. 2, maybe 1 extra, but
Um, I think the Kings are a good team. You have De'Aaron Fox, who I think is I don't want to say underrated, but I think he doesn't get the love as the top point guards. Sabonis is one of the best big men in the league. I like the addition of DeMar DeRozan and Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray, he good. Keegan Murray is really good, man. And he's probably the best 3-point shooter on that team. I wasn't high on Keon Ellis. I just think Keon Ellis is just like a good defender. And we was talking about it like some months ago. I was like, who should we start? Kevin Huerter or Keon Ellis? Kevin Huerter is a better shooter, but Keon Ellis is just a better defender. And like, what do you at the Kings? What do you want
value
more?
more.
Do you want the shooting or do you want the defense? And I think they're gonna go obviously. And Kevin Huerter is hurt, but even if he was healthy, I think they will go with Keon Ellis because I think it's the defense. You're not asking him to go out there and give you like 12 points. I think he's cool with maybe 8 and 10 every once in a while. But the defense is pretty good. Their defense And their bench, I think, is honestly outside of Malik Monk. I really don't trust nobody else.
Kevin Herter
I
too.
know a lot of people like Trey Lyles, but I'm not high on Trey Lyles like that. If we're being honest, I'm really not
Kevin
that high
Herter
on
too.
him. Kevin Herter is
I
okay.
mean,
He's okay.
them your only two. Kevin Herter and Malik Monk.
And like I see Kings fans and they like Trey Lyles. I think I'm not high on him like that. I think he's okay, but outside of that, it's like the bench isn't good. The defense, they still I don't know how it is gonna be with DeRozan, but I think the defense is probably still gonna be where it's at. I think it's gonna be probably below average, but I definitely think they're good enough to be a top 4 seed, definitely a top 16, and especially if they stay healthy, they could definitely get there. And did you see the news how they traded? They traded Jaden McDaniels to free up a roster spot because potentially they want to go after, they want to go get somebody else. And obviously, you see Zach LaVine and Brandon Ingram up there. They could potentially go after one of them.
Ooh. Hey, if they get Zach LaVine, De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and Sabonis, that's nasty. That's championship.
I was about to ask you, the
That's
championship.
championship caliber. Yes, that's championship caliber. But even if they don't get them, low key the missing piece or the most important puzzle piece is Keegan Murray. If Keegan Murray shows up in the playoffs and plays well in the playoffs, then the Kings they can make a run. They can make a really long run if he shows up.
What about Brandon Ingram? What did they get him?
I don't think they should get Brandon Ingram because like him and Debo kind of play the same. They like post ups. They like the mid range. They really like ISO ball. So it's like having him and the DeMar DeRozan on the same team. Your offense is it's not gonna be as potent, or it's gonna be stagnant. I think Zach LaVine would be the better option because he could space the floor. I'm not saying Brandon Ingram can't shoot, but Zach LaVine game is more the perimeter. It's more three and drive than pulling up in the post and the mid range and stuff like that.
That's a lot of mouths to feed, though. You got
Yeah,
De'Aaron,
it is.
you got
It
Zach,
is.
you got DeMar. I think Keegan's okay. He's gonna get his points regardless because he's their best shooter. Sabonis, he don't really have to like go out and have the ball in his hands to be effective. If you know, well, at least on the offensive side, outside of passing. But like De'Aaron, Zach, and DeMar,
To
that's
be
a lot.
honest, I don't think that's gonna really matter because DeMar played on the Raptors when they had Kyle Lowry and who was the other good? Was it Marc Gasol? That was the other good. Who was the other
Nah,
good
Marcus
player?
All went on that team when he was on
No, that
there.
was later. That was later.
Are you
It
talking about when
was
they had like
Kyle.
Rudy Gay in them?
Yeah, well, it was three. It was a three-headed monster. G. It was
You had to be
Kyle
talking about
Lowry.
Rudy Gay. If
Yeah, so
not
it's like
Rudy Gay, but was this recent? Like
no, when
not
he was on the
recent,
Raptors.
but this kind of like maybe like a couple of years after he got traded.
No, when he was on the Raptors, bro.
A
Oh, what
three-headed
team?
monster. Well, yeah,
What
who
team?
was the other dude that was a three-headed monster?
Oh, I'm finna look. I'm finna look.
Because the only people, if you want to say Rudy Gay, Pascal at a young age,
Yeah, that was rookie Pascal. No, I'm not talking. Was it Valanciunas? Well, Valanciunas wasn't no monster, but
that's the only
yeah,
thing. He
Fred.
was decent though. He was decent.
Yeah, but I'll probably I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong about the three-headed monster, but it was Kyle Lowry, it was DeMar DeRozan, and they had a bunch of other good players on that team. So DeMar knows how to play with a bunch of good players, so he can help them with that. And then on top of that, Zach LaVine, he played with DeMar, and he played with Lonzo, Vucevic, Kobe White, so he knows how to play with a bunch of good players as well. I don't think it's gonna, like you said, Sabonis don't really need to score. And then I feel like De'Aaron Fox, he'll be low key be the odd man out because I think he'll go back. I think he would go back to playing like a traditional point guard role. He's still gonna get
The
his,
best player on this
but
team.
if they was to get Zach LaVine, I think he would fall back into more of a facilitator because you already got two other guys
But
that can go
Sabonis
off
is
for
the
30.
facilitator though. Sabonis the
You
one that's
already,
the facilitator though. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but you,
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of mouths to feed, bro. Unless, and I know it ain't gonna happen. You might have to put Zach in the corner. That ain't gonna happen though. It's too many
No.
mouths to feed on that team, bro. Maybe they should go after none of them.
If they go after somebody else, it's gonna have to be a bench player then. It's gonna have to be a bench player.
I could see them trading for like a decent bench player, like the trade deadline.
Yeah, because like you said, with Zach LaVine, that's a lot of mouths to feed.
Is the Kings and the Grizzlies on the same level, or is one of them better than the other? Yeah, right now. I'll pick the Kings. I ain't gonna lie.
On paper wise, the Kings are the better team, but I think if they was to actually match up in real life, I think they're even. Because not saying this would be a great playoff series. Not saying Marcus Smart would shut DeMar DeRozan down, but you'll probably put Marcus on DeMar, and then you'll have Bane on Fox. Or would you put Smart on Fox and
I was thinking Smart on Fox, but
they'd be too small. Bane would be too small for DeMar DeRozan. And he'd be stronger. Well, I don't know if he'd be stronger, but he definitely bigger. So I'd rather take my chance with Marcus Smart on him. And then put Bane on DeMar DeRozan.
Bane on Fox.
Yeah, and then put Ja on whoever's starting at the 2.
That'd be Keon Ellis. Well, that's good because he don't got to run around, saves energy.
Yeah.
And then if they try to switch, De'Aaron Fox could go after Ja though on the defensive end. He could go after him.
And then you got Jaren Jackson, Keegan Murray, and then you got Edie with
Sabonis.
What's Sabonis?
That'd be a good playoff series. I'm not gonna count.
Yeah, it would. That'd be a really good playoff series. And you think that low key that might be the first round? I wouldn't be shocked if
that could be 4-5 matchup. That could be a 4-5 matchup.
That's what I was gonna say. 4-5.
No, that'd be. I mess with that series, man. Yeah, if I choose right now, I pick the Kings. Feels right now.
I pick the Grizzlies.
I pick the Kings.
I pick the Grizzlies because they got more experience.
All right, that is it for the Sacramento Kings. The next team is the Phoenix Suns. Speaking of the Phoenix Suns, a report came out that Kevin Durant likely waiting until 2025 to sign a $124 million contract extension for 2 years. But besides that, what do we expect from the Suns this year?
Well, I know you had them as one of your dark horse teams. Mm-hmm. But the Suns, I think they're going to be better than last year. But I don't know if they can make it to the conference finals. Depending on matchup, they can make it out the first round. But I see them as a second round exit. Unless Bradley Beal can give me more. Bradley Beal is their missing puzzle piece. If all 3 is on, they're gonna be deadly to stop, bro. Because we seen what was that Nuggets series when KD and Book went off.
Mm-hmm,
they couldn't do nothing with neither one of them, bro. So if all 3 is going, and now you got Tyrus Jones, so neither one of them has to worry about bringing up the ball. They don't have to worry about facilitating. They just got Tyrus Jones for that. So now that they can just worry about scoring, they're going to be deadly. But I still see them as a second round exit.
I had Suns as a dark horse team. I think it's really because they are probably one of the most talented teams on paper. Mm-hmm. But I do agree with matchups because last year I picked the Suns to beat the Timberwolves, but I didn't think the Timberwolves was just gonna basically bully them. They bullied them, and they swept them. They had no chance. And I do think Bradley Beal is the key. If Bradley Beal, in the playoffs, can at least give me say close to 18, maybe even 20 points, I think they got a chance. But I do like this team. I think they are better. I like Ryan Dunn. It's been really good. And I saw that I know you watch college more than me. He really didn't even attempt a lot of 3-pointers, but now in the preseason, he's attempting a lot of threes.
I mean, because that's what the game is at, bro. If you can't shoot the three, if you can't defend and you can't shoot the three, you are not getting no tick on the court. So he trying to evolve.
I mean, he got no choice. Like
Yeah.
he got no choice. But I think he's playing good. I think Nurkic is still gonna have a good year. But I definitely like the Tyler Jones signing. I think the Suns. I think they came out last year. They get this super team or big three, whatever somebody wants to call them, and you can definitely say they failed last year because they did. They didn't.
I'm
They got swept.
I'm not gonna lie, Nurkic ain't it though. Like,
I
as
think
I
he's
don't
okay.
think, yeah, he's okay, but like, I feel like he's a liability on both sides. Like some games he plays very well, and then other games it's like he just disappears. And then I see him make a lot of low IQ plays, bro. So it's like now that you're in the West and you going up against Jokic and all these other teams, you can't make no mistakes. You can't make no mistakes in the playoffs. Because if you make a mistake, the other team is gonna capitalize on it, and that might be your the reason why you lost. Just because you had one more turnover. You know what I mean? You gave up one more lob than you were supposed to, or you didn't even rotate on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then Nurkic is just I don't think he's that good defensively.
Could we see Bol get some significant minutes?
Honestly, no. If they ain't played that man, if they ain't played him by now, bro, I don't think they is.
But it's new coach though.
That's true.
It's new coach.
That's true.
Maybe they might try to run like them super small lineups.
And put
I'm
him
looking
at the
at
five
maybe a 4.
and the four.
He's too skinny to play 5. Jokic that's barbecue chicken. I'm looking at Ryan Dunn. So in his last year in college, he attempted 1 3 and shot like I think it was 20%. In these 4 preseason games, I see 5, 6, 5, and then 11 this past game. He attempted
What
a
was the
lot of threes.
percentages?
Well, I can't see the percentage. What you talk about in college or these
Nah,
preseason?
these preseason games. What was his percentages?
Let me. Well, on ESPN, the stats I can see the stats, but I can't see
The
his
percentages.
his specific percentages. I mean, I do think the Suns are just. I think they're better than I think they because I like Royce O'Neal. I think he's good. Grayson Allen. I feel like Grayson Allen should start, but they're not going to do it. And okay, do you think Bradley Beal should come off the bench?
That's a great question. Um,
Me personally,
my head
he
is telling me
should.
yes. Yes, my head is telling me yes, only because it would free up his game more. By that I mean he'll be able to do more. So like in Washington, he had the ball in his hands a lot, so he got to score whenever he wanted. He got the pass wherever he wanted. That's when we saw the ultimate Bradley Beal. And with him coming off the bench, it's like it's that same role in the essence. You get to have the ball in your hands damn near every possession and do what you want. Uh, but I don't think they will though.
They're not going to do
In
that.
my head, yes, he should because that'll open up, like I said, it'll open up his game, and then low key it'll open up the whole team's game because now Bradley Beal's on the bench. Tyrus Jones doesn't have to worry about, hey, I gotta get Grayson. I mean, I gotta get Bradley Beal some touch. Now you got Grayson Allen in the starting lineup, and now everything can run more smoothly because I think Grayson Allen is a better catch and shooter than Bradley Beal. So
And he's a better defender.
yeah, so it's like,
Or Royce O'Neal. I think it will change.
yeah,
I think it could change everything, but they're not going to do it because he gets paid so much money. If he was getting
yeah,
paid probably like 20 million, I think they'd put him on the bench. But it's like we gotta pay. It's like the Browns. Deshaun Watson should be on the bench, but since we paying him all this money, we really can't sit him. And it's the same with Bradley Beal.
yeah.
Bradley Beal is still a good player, but since you're getting paid all this money, we really can't put a person that's basically getting like 50 million a year on the bench. We
On
can't
the
do it.
bench, yeah.
Yeah, we can't do that. It don't look right.
Nah, at all.
But I definitely think putting like another 3 and D defender out there would change everything. And I think it might be better for the team. But It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Man, my mic. I just messed my mic up. But that is it for the Phoenix Suns. The last team, we know who it is. The Los Angeles Lakers. What do we expect from the Lakers this year? I'm about to be delusional, but let's go.
I expect that. Well, first and foremost, we need to help the Lakers to be healthy. Even though I got the Mavericks, I low key should have set the Lakers as my dark horse team too, because
I
I
was thinking
believe
the
in the
Lakers,
Lakers.
but
Yeah, I believe in the Lakers, bro. With Bron and AD, I feel like you got a shot at the title every single year. We just need them to be healthy. But I'm expecting Bron and AD to do what Bron and AD do. I'm expecting Cole Connect. I'm expecting him to get some decent minutes.
Dalton
I think
Connect.
he's a Dalton Connect. I think he's gonna get some decent minutes this season and play well. Um, I think they can be a top 6 seed. It's so many good teams in the West. Somebody that's good gonna be in the play in. Somebody is, but
Man, that's gonna be somebody good that don't even make the playoffs.
yeah. So it's like, but I can see them as a top 6 team in the league. I need Anthony Davis to take over though. I need Anthony Davis to finally take the Rams for LeBron and make this his team. Ain't no way LeBron is 40 years old and he's still your number one option. He's still the best player on the team. LeBron doesn't he wants Anthony Davis to take the torch, but Anthony Davis don't even want to take it. So, but we need AD. We need AD to be a monster this season. We need AD to take that baton and keep it moving. But yeah, I expect the Lakers to make the playoffs at least.
Is it crazy for me to say I do think Anthony Davis was the best player on that team last year? Is that
Anthony Davis
crazy?
had a really good year. No, he had a really good year last year. He had a really great
You
year
can
last
argue
year
he was probably better than Braun last year. You can argue it.
because he was healthy.
Yes. Anthony Davis, no, LeBron averaged 25, 7, and 8, which is that's fucking crazy.
As a
And
fucking
Anthony
40-year-old.
Davis, he averaged Anthony Davis averaged 24, 12, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. And
Yeah.
you can make the argument. You can make it. He probably was the best player on the Lakers last year. But I expect the Lakers to probably be a top 6 team. Do I expect them to win a championship? They have a decent percentage to win it. Will they? I don't know. But all I know is the team really didn't get better. They didn't sign nobody. LeBron offered to take a pay cut. Y'all still ain't getting nobody. I mean, if they're bringing back the same team from last year, we're being honest. D'Lo so far has looked good, but we all know D'Lo is the scapegoat. The minute he plays bad, gone. They want you gone, brother. You're
I
the
remember I
scapegoat.
told you during the media day. It seemed like it was the inevitable finna happen.
I mean, I feel like he does know. Like he
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of them know, like, they ain't gonna say it, but we play bad, we gonna be the ones that get blamed and we the ones that's gonna be on the
Hmm.
trade market. I mean, that just happens. It happens when you play with LeBron. But as long as LeBron and Anthony Davis are there, they're still a good team. Tyler Contender don't know. Rui has been decent so far. Austin Reeves, I think he has an ankle injury, but Austin Reeves so far since he's been with the Lakers has been good. D'Lo is good. That bench though, it's kind of nasty. I'm sorry.
Gabe, Vincent, Dalton, Connect, Max Lewis, Max Christie.
Max Christie ain't been
Who else?
playing bad though.
Who
And
else
I
they
think
got?
JJ Redick actually gonna give him some tick because Darvin Ham won't playing him.
What bigs do they got on their bench?
They don't even got nothing. Well, Jackson Hayes
Jackson Hayes.
and Christian
Mm,
Woods whenever he comes back.
yeah, that bench ain't it.
Bro, it's the same team from last year. It's the same team. And Vanderbilt whenever he comes back. I mean, and maybe this year it might be the Nuggets. This might be the year. The Nuggets got a little bit weaker. This might be the year.
Mm.
But I just need whatever how AD was playing in the playoffs. I need him to play like that all year.
Yeah. If he played like that all year, they a different team.
And maybe Bronny might do something. And like and the announcer said they echo the same thing you said, brother. Just gotta get that confidence, man. Bronny said it himself. I get my confidence. He said you just gotta get confident. And you said the exact same thing last week. Like it's preseason. So far, Bronny just ain't been good in preseason, but that doesn't matter. I just need to see what you do, whatever the games you play in the regular season in the G League.
And
That'll tell me everything.
me personally, I don't get why he's not. I wouldn't say confident, but like, bro, you shouldn't be. First off, your father has a lot of power in this organization. And then on top of that, it's preseason, bro. And everybody wants to see you on top of that. So if he was in summer league shot chucking, I don't think no one would have had a problem. Even if he was in preseason shot chucking, I don't think nobody would have had a problem, bro. It's like, bro, you have to understand the position you in and what you have and work with that. Like he wouldn't have gotten benched. He wouldn't have gotten fine. None of that. If he would have started, if he was aggressive and was taking a lot of shots, bro. I think Dalton could connect took over 10 shots every preseason. I mean not preseason, every summer league game. And Bronny didn't even he probably only I don't even think he attempted 10 shots in the game in summer league. And it's like that's summer league. So, but Bronny has the package. He just got to shoot the ball, bro.
I think he hears all the noise, and I think I'm not gonna say scared, but I think he's nervous, bruh. He knows that everybody's gonna compare him to LeBron, even though he's nowhere near that. They're gonna say, that's my dad is LeBron James. I need to at least be good, and then when he plays bad, people gonna say, "Yo, why did you get drafted?" Even though he was the 55th pick, like that really matters. He was gonna go to the Lakers regardless. Even if he wasn't drafted, he still gonna sign with the Lakers. So that doesn't matter. But people gonna talk about you. People gonna say negative things about you, and I think that's getting to him. I truly do.
One thing that he did state though, he wants to make a name for himself outside of his father. And in order to do that, like you have to you have to be aggressive because he plays the game just like his father. If you want to be different from your father, your game has to be different from your father's. And your game is exactly the same as your father. So if you want to be different and you want to get out of his shadow and be talking, because regardless, they're going to compare you. Even if he was amazing, regardless, they're going to compare you to LeBron. So they've been comparing you to your father since you were a shorty in middle school. So like that's out the window. You shouldn't even be worried about that no more. But if you want to be different from him, you gotta be aggressive. He's offensively gifted, but he's not an offensive player. He's a pass first type of guy. Bronny, you need to be that aggressive guy, that killer, that taking. I miss one. I take 30 shots. I don't care if I only hit 3. I'm still gonna keep shooting. Like that's how you need to be. But hopefully he gets that confidence in the G League.
Man, the Lakers are in the spotlight once again. They have a lot of things to do, and I feel like they're gonna make some trades at the trade deadline. I think D'Lo will be gone. Rui might be gone. Honestly, I think everybody on that table besides LeBron, AD, and Austin Reeves and Bronny, low key. But I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna try and do something. I saw that all their picks are available for trade.
All their picks.
Yeah, their future picks are available for trade. And it's like, what? Like, they trying to, the Lakers always trying to win now. They're not trying to rebuild because they already bad at developing talent anyway. Like, they're just
Yeah,
bad at that.
terrible. I think JJ would do a good job at develop. If he stays the coach, I think JJ would do a good job at developing. Because he's so attention attention he pays so much attention to the details. I think he would do a really good job in development.
I hope so. Because if JJ don't do good, he ain't gonna get fired this year. But that next year might be it, brother. I don't want JJ to get fired. He was on ESPN, was a lead analyst. Then you get fired. Yeah. I'm okay. But that is it for the Los Angeles Lakers and our preview for the South for the Pacific Division. And now, for our last thing we're going to talk about, the ESPN Top 100. It was some debatable things. I saw some stuff that I didn't like from the look at what Charles, he has a lot to say. So I'll let Charles start. Go ahead, brother.
Bro, as soon as I clicked on the link and went to the top 100 and I seen Anthony Simons as 100, I said, I don't even want to look at this shit no more. What are y'all doing?
You think he not one? Wait, you think he higher? Should be higher than 100?
Yeah, he should be higher than 100. Bro,
Granted,
they had
miss
Brooke
a lot of games.
Lopez. Bro, they had Brooke Lopez over him.
I mean, they got Chris Paul over him.
Brooke Lopez is a senior citizen. He has a handicap sticker in his car. That man is old as dirt. And then, bro, they had Malik Monk at 65 and had Zach LaVine at 74. Then
Zach LaVine is better than Malik Monk. He's better than him, bro. I'm sorry. He's better than him.
Bro, Anthony Simons is better than Malik Monk.
Hey, remember I told you that was a debate. It was on like a stream or something. They was debating about who's the best player, Malik Monk or Anthony Simons. I think Anthony Simons. That's just me.
Bro, and then they had Rudy Gobert at 34 and James Harden at 41. I said, bro, what the hell are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, I don't know what it is with these ESPN analyzers or whatever you call them, bro. They do not know the game of basketball, bro. I don't know if they do this off of popularity. I don't know if they just, do it, put names in the hat and then drop. I don't know what they're doing, but whoever doing it, they need to stop, bro. Because it gets worse and worse every year.
I told you
it gets worse.
Bruh.
And we didn't even look at the top 10 yet.
We sure didn't. We'll get to that, though, but bro, remember I told you they had Derek Lively over Kay Cunningham. How? How is that possible, bro?
Bro, that's insane.
Kate is 67, but Derek Lively is 50-something. There's
Do they
no
even
way.
watch basketball? Do they even watch basketball?
I think some of them don't, though.
This gotta be an analyst for soccer or some shit like that. Because ain't no way a basketball analyst is putting Derek Lively above Kate Cunningham, bro. Ain't no way. Shit like this pisses me off, bro. Because what are y'all doing? I'm
sorry.
You get paid to analyze the NBA, and you can't even analyze the NBA.
I'm sorry. Aaron Gordon is not better than LaMelo. I'm sorry. He's not, bro. I know LaMelo is hurt. I get all that. But Aaron Gordon's not better than basketball than LaMelo. I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry. I just... Now I am looking. And I ain't gonna lie. James Harden is definitely better than Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram at 40 and James Harden at 41. I'm sorry.
Come on, bro. They need to fire whoever making this shit.
And I like Derek White. He's not better than James Harden. I'm sorry.
Bro, wasn't he in the top 30 or like top 40?
He's 39. He's 39.
Come on now, bro. Like, come on. What are we doing?
Rudy Gobert.
What are we doing?
Rudy Gobert is not better than Trae Young. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. He's not, bro. He's not. Honestly, Jamal Murray not even better than Trae Young. He's not better than him. Bro, you're not telling me Jamal Murray, the second option, is better than Trae Young, the first option. I'm sorry. We're not doing that.
What Stephen A say? Stay off the weed. Because whoever did that shit, they was high as hell. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
They got
I didn't even want to continue. Once I seen Anthony Simons at 100, I was like, I shouldn't even read the rest of this. I shouldn't.
So they got from 20, they got Ja at 20, they got Tyrese Maxey at 19, they got Bam at 18, they got Donovan Mitchell at 17, they got Tyrese at 16, they got Devin Booker at 15, Jaylen Brown at 14. I'm not gonna cap. Devin Booker is better than Jaylen Brown. He's better than him. Anthony Davis is not a top 13 player, bro. He's a top 10 player. We gotta stop. We gotta stop this. Jalen Brunson at 12. I don't care what anybody says. Jalen Brunson is not better than Anthony Davis. Please stop it. Please. And they have Victor at 11. I get why they put Victor at 11, but I already said I think Vic is a top 20 player, but he's not 11. He's not. He's not. I don't know.
Who's the top 10?
All right, this is the top 10. And number 10, we have Anthony Edwards. I don't think Anthony Edwards is a top 10 player.
Okay, at 10.
Number 9, Kevin Durant.
KD.
Number 8, Joel Embiid.
Joel.
And number 7, LeBron James.
Ron.
Number 6, Steph Curry. Did you freeze? Oh, you...
No, I'm just still.
Boy, it looked like you froze.
I was waiting on you to say the next person. I was waiting on you to say that.
Number 5, Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Number 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah. Number 2, Luka Doncic, and number 1 is Nikola Jokic.
They got the top 3. Oh my God, bro!
Anthony Edwards not top 10. I'm sorry. I feel like that.
He top 15.
Yeah,
he top 15, top 20 though.
15. I'm cool with that. That's top 10. Yeah.
Nah.
So wait. Let me get this straight. This one long play postseason move these analysts to put them in the top 10. It moved them that much.
Bro, they on drugs, bro. That's the only explanation. They on drugs.
He was ranked 13th last year, and now he goes up to top 10.
I see why ESPN firing so many people. They hiring a bunch of dummies now. ain't no way, bro.
Ain't no way, bro. The top 10 isn't bad. It's just,
bro, the whole list is bad, bro. don't give them no type of compliment. The whole list is bad. They could have had us do that shit for free, and it would have been better than that.
Is Chris Paul still a top 100 player? Because he's at 99.
Yeah.
But he's not better than Anthony Simons right now, though. He's not.
No, he's not. He's not.
So what did Chris Paul do off the bench that made them say, you know what?
I don't even know what the criteria is.
What is the criteria? What the criteria is either.
Is we going off talent? Are we going off playoff experience? Are we going off what are we doing? Are we going off accolades? Like, what are we doing? Or are we just going off of what you did for me now or the whole totality?
Okay, so
of what are we doing?
It says to get the final NBA rank prediction, we asked our expert panel to vote on player versus player matchups.
They asked, not experts.
From more than 15,000 possible pairs. Voters were asked which players will be better at 2024, 2025, and had to predict how each player will perform.
So y'all think Chris Paul is going to perform better than Anthony Simons? Y'all think Brook Lopez is going to perform better than Anthony Simons? He was like in the, I think he was like in the, I want to say like 70s or 60s or something like that. Oh, no, not 60s. I think
Jabari Smith at 92. Is he better than Keegan Murray?
No. I think Keegan Murray's better right now. Potential-wise,
Valanciunas is better than Keegan Murray.
Valanciunas didn't even play 25 minutes a game last year.
He played all 82 though. They have Andrew Wiggins better than Keegan Murray and Jabari Smith. What are we doing?
They making my hair hurt.
No, you know what? Now I'm looking at it. I don't care what nobody say. You can't tell me Jaime Jaquez is better than Keegan Murray. You can't tell me that. Jaime Jaquez, you can't tell me that.
Man,
they got him at 86. They got Luke Dort better than him.
Bro, Luke Dort don't even shoot the damn ball. I don't even think Luke Dort take 10 shots a game.
Marcus Smart and Mitchell Robinson higher than them, but they barely played all last year. How? I don't get that. I don't
They
get.
don't. Only explanation, bro. They are on
Wait, hold on.
drugs.
I'm really looking at it now. They think AirPods is better than Anthony Simons and all the other guards. And like, is that true? Is that what we're doing?
They are on drugs. They are on. That's the only explanation I can give you, bro. Because none of it makes any sense. The only thing that made sense was Jokic at 1. That's the only thing that made sense. And what they had,
Jalen
Giannis
Green.
at 3.
They got Jalen Green at 69.
They got mini Jordan Clarkson at 69.
Yes. So they got him better than like Zach LaVine, Austin Reeves, Anthony
Jalen
Simons.
Green is better than Zach LaVine. What are we doing, bro?
They got Emmanuel quickly at 64.
You got Emmanuel quickly over Anthony Simons.
Hey, the Anthony Simons is blowing you. It's blowing you. They got KCP at 62. And all he do is shoot threes and defend.
I don't even gotta say nothing. KCP over Anthony Simons, bro.
I think the one with Cade is kind of blows me. Honestly, they have RJ Barrett is not better than Cade Cunningham. They got RJ at 53, bro. There's no way. There's no way.
Bro, the man can't even go. He can't even shoot. He can't even shoot a layup with his right hand. And he's a fucking NBA player. And you got him over Cade. The man don't even use his right hand. He can't even use both hands.
No, he can't use both hands.
Come on now, dog.
Yeah, I mean, it gets bad. It really does get bad, bro. And you do gotta question, it. I'm sorry, like I think that this Derek White 39. I know he won a championship, was a huge part of it. He's not better than Brandon Ingram and James Harden or Cade. He's not better than none of them. And Derek White is a good player, but he's not better than them. I'm sorry. He's not.
Nah, you ain't gotta apologize. You still telling the truth.
It gets bad. It's like every time I scroll up, it just gets worse and worse.
And worse, bro.
No one's taking Jamal Murray over Trae Young. I don't care. No one's doing that. Trae Young don't play no lick of defense, but no one's taking Jamal Murray over Trae Young. It gets bad, bro. It really gets bad. And sometimes you just gotta be like, maybe.
Nah, bro. ESPN could have hired me to do that shit. I would have did a better job than that.
I'm sorry. Jalen Brunson's not better than Anthony Davis. He's not. And Jalen Brunson's a good player. But he's not. He's not better than Anthony Davis. All right, man. Let's end it off this because it's kind of. Oh wait, are the New York Liberty gonna close it out tomorrow? Hey, you saw some bring the clutch.
Hey, that logo 3. Hey, see, bro. Before I get into who I think gonna win, bro, we've already because we talked about it, on the phone. Like, bro, I wasn't so high on Caitlin Clark because I've already seen her. Sabrina is literally Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. I wouldn't call Sabrina MJ because Caitlin Clark's MJ, but Sabrina's like Kobe. You know what I mean? Like,
I know
they literally a carbon copy. They literally a
carbon
copy of each other, bro. They hoop the same. They play the same. They do it. They take the same type of shots,
Would
bro.
Sabrina be Jordan and Caitlin be Kobe though?
Nah,
or you think Caitlin's better?
Caitlin's better. So Caitlin's MJ and Sabrina's Kobe.
I got you.
But yeah, bro. Sabrina is nice, bro. What's the series?
Breanna Stewart went crazy, bro. She literally led them. Like she kept them like she carried them like that third quarter to fourth. She carried them. It was
she was 9 for 20 for 10 for it was those free throws. She had 10 free throws.
Bro, she was out there. Bro, she took over. Took over, and then Sabrina just edited with the logo 3. It's like, bro. I said this. I think this is it.
Are they at home?
No, they on the road.
They on the road.
They won in
I
Minnesota yesterday.
I mean,
I think it's over.
hold on.
I think it's over,
Ooh,
bro.
hold on. They was away. They was at New York for the first 2 games, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think this gonna go 5, bro. I think it's gonna
Mm.
go 5.
Mm.
I think Minnesota gonna pull it out tomorrow, and then but the Liberty gonna close it at home. I
I
think they
mean,
gonna
they
close
already
it at
blew
home.
that first game, bro. We should have talked about it, but we didn't. But they blew that first game. Like they sold, they choked.
Yeah,
They should have won that game. They was up by like 17 points and just start selling
let them
and
come
lost in
back. Yeah,
overtime. And they beat them. They basically blew them out of the game too. And then it took Breakout Stewart to go crazy and Sabrina to hit a logo 3 for them to win. And I don't know if the Lynx can recover from that, man. Like, because they were up majority of that game. They were up. Like they was beating the Liberty, but and then start that talent, man. That star talent took over, and it's like, bro, what can you do?
I mean, but if you the coach, I'm telling them. Well, I'm telling them, look, we're hanging in with these guys, even though that we lost, we're right there. And then y'all at home, so you got the home crowd back on your side. I think they gonna pull it out, bro. Because like you said, they were up, and they let them come back. If you look at the
The
box
box
score,
score.
bro, they played everybody well. Sabrina went 5 from 12, 3 from 8 from 3, and she had 3 turnovers. Breanna Stewart had 4 turnovers. I mean, she shot 9 for 20. That ain't bad, but it's them 10 free throws that killed them. Because the Liberty shot 14 free throws. They shot more free throws than them.
They only shot 12.
Damn,
They shot
they
12, but
took so the Minnesota took more shots too. The
they took
rebounding was kind of
75.
equal. Yeah, the rebounds was kind of equal. They shouldn't have lost that game, bro. They had less turnovers. Rebounding was equal. They had more assists. You could really say free throws was kind of equal, even though they shot 12 and the Liberty shot 14. They shot almost the same amount of threes. I don't know if I'm telling the Minnesota Leaks, if I'm the Minnesota Lynx, bro, I'm telling them we got this game. We just got to win here tomorrow, and then we close out. We already see that we can win in New York. Let's close it out in New York. But I still think the Liberty winning.
I think this is it, man. I think Brianna and Sabrina, they see we came into this game, with momentum. We was down by a lot. We came out in the clutch and won. Let's end this, bro. Let's end it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they go win. I think they're gonna come out. They just start hot, bro. They ain't trying to start out slow again. Like, because they weren't down by 20. They was down by like 16, 17 points, something like that. They fall back and won. The talent.
Now I ain't saying lose on purpose, but you know how
No.
much better it'd be. Like I said, I'm not saying lose on purpose. You go out there and you try to win this next game tomorrow. But if don't it'll be way better if we won on our home court in New York.
No. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to get this over with, bro.
That'd be way better.
Nah.
And
I ain't trying no.
New York is all about story. It's like LA. It's about storylines and the fans and celebrities. So I think it's gonna go game 5, bro. Because you gotta think about it. What makes the WNBA more money? Them going to a game 5 in New York
Why you think they changed the thing? It's gonna be a 7-game series now next year.
next year
Yeah,
for the finals.
so so they said that in the first round, like the little first round games, because I think about it now. I don't know what they was thinking because this one it was a 3-game series. The first 2 games are at the home court. Whoever got the
That's
best record, and then the last game is the one with the lower seed, which doesn't make sense.
that's
I
dumb.
kind of get their logic, but it doesn't make sense because it's like, okay, you're the first because it's only the best 2 out of 3. So it's like you get
Yeah,
2 chances to win at home, and then if you don't win at one game, then if you don't win, you got to go on the road. So now you
It
got to
should
pay
be
the price.
it should be alternate. It should be them at home, then them away, and then back at home.
That's what they're doing now. But in the finals, it's going to be a 7-game series now. But the other series is not. That semifinals or conference finals.
So it's still 3 and 5 for the first and second round, and then 7 for
the finals. Yes.
Okay.
That's what they're doing now. It's gonna be a 7-game series now, which is better. Which in my opinion, that's definitely more games. There's gonna be way more competition now, and there's gonna be more teams coming. So WNBA doing a good job, but I think Liberty they end this. I think it's done tomorrow. All right, that is it for Full Court Entertainment Podcast. Follow us on all socials on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We will be back on Tuesday to talk about the first 2 games on TNT. It's opening night, and also talk about the games on Wednesday, games that we like, players that we're looking at. So we'll be back in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. In 5 days. Yeah, we'll be back in 5 days. So this was actually a good podcast, at the 2-hour mark again. I think that's what's going to happen. We're just going to be on here for 2 hours as always. But, yeah. But thank y'all for tuning in. Love you guys, man. We almost at 1,000 subscribers. Thank y'all. So we will talk to you guys later. See y'all next time.
ESPN, come see your boy.